Welcome into the Cam and Strick Podcast, episode number 277, fueled by First Form, baby.
Yank. What's up? I feel like dog shit.
Today, and there's a lot of talk. I was watching the Today Show earlier today. Had a lot of different things on there. Actually, it's Valentine's Day, so they had their Valentine's Day episode, so people are trying to find love, and like Jenna Bush is doing some stuff trying to be matchmaker.
They all suck.
But they brought up a good point. The day after the Super Bowl should be a national holiday. People are working towards that. And we've said that about Halloween as well. But I got to admit, I let my daughter, she had a Super Bowl party last night. We had some kids at the house, all in the basement. Don't know what's going on. Boys showed up.
Oh.
They showed up.
They showed up, really?
Early, yeah. And then they
was
left.
that expected, though?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They didn't just show up like in vehicles.
No. Vehicles, they don't drive yet.
Well, maybe she's hanging out with older guys. Maybe.
My God.
Yeah, that's
that
still
is not happening.
How old is she?
13.
So, okay, so she can turn 14, 2-year gap,
No,
a 16-year-old,
she just
maybe.
turned 13 like last
maybe,
week.
you know, just keep an eye on that.
Mm-hmm.
But you just said like, and boys showed up. I'm like, oh, goddamn.
No, but they were like super nice kids.
Good.
Their dad dropped them
Respectful.
off, and then he came in, hung out for a little bit when he picked them up. It's all good. The girls were over. They're hanging out downstairs. You know what? Listen, yesterday's Super Bowl, and I'll break it down in terms of, what led to, San Francisco just giving the game away.
Don't annoy the people, though, because, listen, we got to cater to them.
We may have
We'll
to break
talk
down
about
the
it.
football part of it.
No, we don't want to
Inside shoulder versus outside
feel like
shoulder.
shit.
Turning your hips.
I ate so much shit over the weekend.
Hey, can
really bad.
Because of Taylor Swift, as annoying as it might be for some people.
She didn't annoy me.
Me neither.
She didn't annoy me at all.
And I think they are in love with each other.
I don't give a shit about that part.
No.
I looked at Taylor, though. She played it cool, man. Like, she was in the spotlight in a different kind of way. Mm-hmm. She was in a different atmosphere with the football people and whatnot. Camera's always on her. She didn't look fake at all. Mm-mm. The kissing stuff, like, whatever. If you want to look, it didn't bother me.
Dude,
Anytime she was on, I didn't look away. I'm like, oh, there she is. I'm kind of curious on what they're doing. And Brittany Mahomes, by the way, who I've chirped before, she looked pretty dang good.
Dude, she looked good the other night, too, when she wouldn't let Jackson into the party.
Well, he's a weirdo.
Did you see her little outfit she had on that night?
She looked pretty dang good.
I'm on Team Brittany. And so
she's getting better.
Brittany is like, I was telling my wife last night this about Brittany and why she even has more credibility in my book, because like he's been with her since high school. It's not like she wasn't some, hoochie mama who just like, was like, I finna go get some Patrick Mahomes, you know?
Yeah.
And
that's my dick.
Because he's, oh my God, because he's, a celebrity football player. They've been together since White House, Texas. Yeah. They ran the Wishbone, I believe. I got to go back and watch some film on that. But they're like legit couple. Like she is, been there through everything with them. And she wasn't even on camera yesterday during the game. They weren't even showing her during the game yesterday. I kind of feel bad. Listen, I want to get your take on this. Because Taylor Swift kind of came out of nowhere. And she's getting all the attention. She's like the most stressed out spouse in the building. She's living and dying with every play, with every pass, with every run. She's just like
Taylor
Swift. She's just hanging on. I mean, she's grabbing the people next to her. She's all stressed out. What do you think the wife is thinking, who has seen their husband get cut 3 times? They've lived in 6 different cities. He's torn his ACL and his Achilles. She drove him to rehab every day. And to get him to this point where now he's, fulfilling a lifelong dream, he's in the Super Bowl. Like, how nervous are they? Like, she's that nervous? Like, she just met this guy a handful of months ago, and now she's like the most nervous spouse in the entire building.
You could tell Andy hangs out with a bunch of crows, and they break this kind of stuff down. I think you're just overthinking it, man. Like, it's the biggest game going. All these games are gigantic. You know the camera's on you. Every play is meaningful, so you get excited about it. Like, imagine what you were doing when you're watching a game. Like, you're doing the same thing. I'll get it. What are you doing? We're doing the same thing.
Okay.
She's up there doing her shit.
Hey, it's fine.
She didn't bother me. Look, I'm usually chirped the shit out of everybody. She didn't bother me.
She didn't bother
Brittany
me at all.
Mahomes has gotten a ton better. Like, she was annoying as fuck off the bat. Remember, she's like, there's a clips of her filming Patrick doing just eating, and they're annoying, and her and Jackson were annoying, and they're doing all this shit. She's fucking chilled out. She probably got a talking to. Jackson's nowhere to be found, and they're doing her thing. Now, their dad's still a dipshit too, but she didn't bother me. Taylor Swift did not bother me at all. She played everything pretty damn cool.
So I'm with you there, and I think Britney has just learned through maturity, man, of like what it's like to be in the limelight and have cameras following you, to be filthy rich, and to now just completely have your life change. Where your husband and you, by an extension, are among the most famous people in the country right now.
Big time.
So she doesn't need to try to get attention. She automatically gets attention just by being Brittany Mahomes. But they don't even show her during the game, man. And I wonder.
They do.
No,
they're hugging
they
each other.
showed her like during the game. She wasn't in the box with Taylor, dude.
No, Taylor was with a couple other people. I did.
Yeah, no, she's like
Lana Del Rey or something.
She's like, I don't need Taylor Swift to get attention for this game. Like, this is Mahomes. You came like, I'm Brittany Mahomes, dude. We got our own box.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was cool that she kind of separated herself. And maybe she said to the producers and whatever, don't show me every other minute, man. Because she truly lives the life of, the ups and downs of being in the NFL, man, and trying to win the Super Bowl.
She's been there since day one. You're just overthinking.
Well, like Taylor, like they don't even live together, dude. Like they're not even like she was in Tokyo doing her thing. She came back.
You think that they're like, this is like, they bought a box, they had a box, like
they didn't buy it.
Or whatever.
Well, maybe they did.
Fuck yeah, they did. They didn't give away boxes at the Super Bowl.
Taylor could have gotten a box.
Well, they did have a box, and then Brittany's like, I'm gonna have my own box.
Yeah,
so
Brittany's like, I
gotta do my own thing.
Well, she's got her own family. And
she
all
looked
that,
good in
friends.
Sports Illustrated swimsuit match.
Brittany had a pink dress on.
She looked damn good.
That looked incredible. She looked outstanding. But I will say, the encounter, the meeting with Travis and Taylor after the game, dude, it was very emotional. I mean, I'm watching that and like,
emotional stuff,
I'm getting kind of emotional. She's crying, he's crying, and it was at that point moving forward that I said, "Wow, this is, I think, there's something to
this. Are they
lovey? There's something that's going on here."
I hope so. They don't bother me, man. They don't.
No, they don't.
A lot of people get bothered by that stuff. It doesn't bother me. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The game was okay.
And I'm not saying it bothers me. You keep going back to that. What I'm just saying is...
Well, a lot of people on Twitter get bothered by it. It's kind of a thing.
I wonder if other wives, dude, you know how they are. I wonder if other wives are annoyed by her getting all the attention. I just wonder about it.
Because those guys don't get that much attention anyway. You don't even know what the other wives look like. You just know them.
Right.
So actually, they're probably getting more attention because the camera's always around.
If they're there with
I think the wives worry
the
about
other wives are in like the 300 section, dude.
I think you're overthinking everything because you're probably hanging out at the Creve Coeur Racquet Club discussing this. I think that the other wives are worried about their husbands getting hurt the whole fucking time.
Correct.
They don't want the God get away from me.
Dude,
let them do that.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, well,
I'm saying the same thing.
So you said, are they jealous of that they're not getting enough attention?
No, I just mean like...
No, well, that's exactly what you meant.
I know.
And I had to correct you on it. So now you think
fine.
that... No, okay,
no,
there
fine.
it is.
That's
it's all
fine.
good.
That's
I know where
fine.
you're coming from.
Yeah.
But the wives, dude, man, when you're a wife of a hockey player or a football player, you're thinking of injuries a lot. Like fucking injuries. Like that guy just jumped on the sideline, ripped his Achilles out. What's his name? He was playing a hell of a game that
Dude.
Little things
they
like that.
They lost him. They missed him big time. Yeah.
Yeah. He jumped, and he wasn't even celebrating that hard. Your Achilles, man.
That
Achilles was already done, just so you know. Like, he could have done that the next play. It just ripped right when he celebrated.
There was a play shortly after that where Kansas City was backed up deep inside their own end. And just an easy little pass out to the flat, they ended up picking up 8 or 9 yards on that play, where if that individual who tore his Achilles, and you saw it pop, if he's on the field.
It rolls up.
If he's on the field, man, there's a chance that he's able to...
A game of inches, Andy.
To make that tackle.
Kelsey did kind of fuck up a little bit. Like, that was bizarre to freak out on Andy Reid right off the bat like that, probably because of play calling and whatnot. But it didn't look good. And if I'm Patrick Mahomes, I'm telling him to settle the fuck down. This is the first quarter, the biggest game going, and you're bumping into our head coach, which everybody respects and loves. Like, he's like the coolest guy ever, and he's a damn good coach. He's very smart, X's and O's. And you go up to him in the first quarter, the biggest game going, you you lose your mind on them and you bump them and you're yelling like it's God. That was a god awful.
With 5,000 cameras there.
Yeah.
And
what are you doing?
And everybody sees it.
Yeah.
And now it's about your emotions, man. You can't control your emotions.
There it is.
You've already won 2 Super Bowls. Like, how is that rubbing off on the rest of the team for the guys who haven't been there before, man?
Exactly.
I mean, they want to see the guys who have been there, who are staying calm,
like
who
your
have
quarterback.
Composure, and they're like, hey, we're good.
Yeah.
Instead, he's flipping out on the coach because he's not in the game for that play where they turn the ball over, and he bumps him, almost knocked him down, dude. He took some serious shit, as he should have.
One good.
And I'm watching this game, and I'm like, wow, San Francisco's just completely unglued. I'm shocked by that because they're the more experienced team. They won it last year. They've been there before, obviously, with all the big games they played in. KC. And I'm thinking this is not a good sign if you're a Chiefs fan. Just the way things are kind of unraveling. But then San Francisco, even though it felt like they were in control of the game, they were only up by a score. They were, KC's getting field goals. They weren't scoring touchdowns, but they were never out of the game, man. And you just know Patrick Mahomes, he's one of those guys, man. He's the closest thing to Tom Brady that I've seen. He's the closest thing to Tom Brady that I've seen, where if you give him the ball with minimum, whatever, at least 35, 40 seconds, and all they need is a field goal, dude, he's taking his team down the field. And they're going to be able to, at the very least, tie up the game. Now, the overtime rules were a little bit confusing for a lot of people.
No, it's not.
Because they're different.
It's not confusing.
It shouldn't be.
How, as a player, do you not know what the fuck the overtime rules are?
Because they're different in the playoffs than they are in the
You had 2 weeks. You know, dude, you're in the fucking playoffs.
Well, how do you not practice it?
How do you not know that? That is so dumb. Even Patrick Mahomes at the end of the game goes, no, whoever scored the game winner, he didn't even know that they won the game.
Hardman.
Wide open. You just knew they were going to win. Patrick Mahomes, don't bet against him. He's probably going to win a couple more. He's probably going to go down as the best ever. Tom Brady's got a lot of Super Bowls, but Mahomes is in a really good spot. He's 28 years old. Brady played till he's 45. Like, he's going to break all these fucking records, dude. He's going to be the best of the best of the best. He might not get to 7, but he's going to be considered the best, in my opinion. He's 28, man.
Yeah.
And he is flashier than Tom Brady. Like, this is the way he does shit. Tom Brady's not throwing with his left hand.
That conversation, I mean, Brady's just retired. Just appreciate both, dude, for greatness, dude, for what they are. You know what I'm saying?
But he's going to pass them.
How many did Brady win, 6 or 7?
7.
Yeah, I mean, if he can get to 7, obviously, I mean,
I don't think he has to.
Until he,
I don't think he has to really break him, because he's going to break all his records. And
we'll see. I mean, it's all good. I'm not ready to, dethrone Tom Brady. Yeah. I'm just ready to appreciate Patrick Mahomes, dude. He's the greatest quarterback of his generation, of his era, and he's going to go down at the very least as probably the second best quarterback in the history of the NFL. And if he's the best quarterback in the history of the NFL, so be it, man. He's a very likable person, man. I love the way he goes about his business, man. He's a great guy. It's a shame that everyone around him is a little bit crazy outside of Britney. I mean, who would have thought now we'd be saying Britney's the most sane person
she's crazy
of all the people around him? Well, I'm just saying.
Down.
You know, Jackson can't even get to the table at the event.
Pepe Le Pew.
And Mr. Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes Sr., who gave up a home run to Jim Evans back in the day in the playoffs.
He's a little cocky.
Well, was he even at the game?
I don't know.
They didn't show his ass? I bet you he was like, you're not allowed to come.
I sure did. And I know we're talking a lot of football, but that's the biggest thing going. And I know you Canadians, man, you still probably watch that shit anyway.
Let's talk about the Grey Cup, though.
Well, yeah, the Grey Cup.
I actually had to talk about that on our pregame show yesterday.
Oh, God, awful.
Did you see me? Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
Before the Montreal Canadiens?
No.
I gave, a history of the Grey Cup.
Really?
They wanted me to, I interviewed, all the Canadian players on the team.
They love it up there.
It was actually kind of funny because they were describing what the rules are, the different rules. And it's interesting, man. I never really paid attention to the Grey Cup. I'm not going to go in on it. I didn't know.
Why don't you break it down
much.
for us? Because I'm sure
I'm
that they want to hear the American breaking down.
So listen.
No, don't break it down. Don't waste my time.
Because you'll like this. It's got a lot of history. It goes back to 1909. It's like the second oldest trophy in sports, behind the Stanley Cup. The Stanley Cup's just a little bit older, even though Jordan Bennington said in the piece that I did that it's the oldest trophy in sports. I don't think it is. I think the Stanley Cup is actually older. 1909, they didn't have the Grey Cup during the World War I, but then they brought it back. Dude, it's been stolen twice. It's been broken 4 times. Every player who wins the Grey Cup also gets their name engraved on the trophy, and there's 3 people in history who have had their name engraved on the Grey Cup and the Stanley Cup. One of those being Wayne Gretzky.
How?
Whose name was engraved in 1991 as a minority owner of the Toronto Argonauts along with John Candy and our boy Bruce McNall, who joined us on the Cam and Strick podcast. You should check that out. Yeah,
I like
so it's kind of cool.
I'll get you on that.
So like,
okay.
I'm like learning all this like
cool.
history about it.
It's pretty cool.
And they have a big halftime show. Green Day played last year. It starts in June. It goes till November. I guess Bare Naked Ladies wasn't available or something.
Green Day, they're annoying. Annoying.
So that's like the Canadian version of the Super Bowl, although they do it in June. That's the Super Bowl. A couple of teams, as we know, are called the Rough Riders. But dude, even the Canadian players on the Blues are like, man, I didn't really watch it hardly. My family kind of paid attention to it a little bit. So I think if you grow up in a city where they have a CFL team, maybe you watch it a little bit, man. But there's nothing like the Super Bowl.
I want springtime to come, man.
It kind of is here, man.
I feel like, we're going to get shit on again, I think,
The weatherman. Cam the weatherman.
Still February. We've gotten lucky.
Where's the tornadoes you were talking about?
They're all over the place.
Are they?
Yeah.
I haven't seen
They're popping up here and there.
Are they?
Yeah.
Like, where are they right now?
In the Dixie Alley, which is like Mississippi, Louisiana.
A lot of tornadoes down there right now.
Yeah, there's a couple that happened.
What do you think of Post Malone?
Damn good.
Dude, I had to listen to that again.
I played it on the radio show.
I didn't know he could sing like that.
Yeah, he's damn good. He looks good, too. He looks skinny.
No, yeah, but like, what's up with all the
tats on his face?
Yeah.
That's his jam.
How do you get to that point?
You start, and you're like, I just want to keep going.
Do you think that helps him, like, with his like style and like being famous?
It's a style. It's not my jam. You know what I mean? Like if he wasn't Post Malone, he got pulled over. If I'm a cop and I pulled him over, like, what the fuck you got going, dude? You got tats all over your face. Like, are you MS-13? Mm-hmm. You have teardrops. Like, what are you doing?
That's like the guy that tried to kill me one time at a 7-Eleven when I was a kid, who had tattoos all over his face and the top of his head.
I can't believe my son got pulled. Well, he's got tattoos on his face.
Yeah. He did nothing
wrong.
Like
he's going to get targeted. Like, no offense. You black, white, whatever. If you have tattoos on your face.
Why are you focusing on him?
Well, look at him. He looked like a fucking gangster. It is what it is, So, I will say, what else went down? Oh, I went to a Mardi Gras, and by the way, we got some of these yank.
Oh, dude. We have some.
We have a shit ton. But I kind of fucked up. Mardi Gras.
You need to take responsibility.
Can I take responsibility? I will. I'll take responsibility for this. Mardi Gras, we do it every year for the Blues alumni. We have our own tent. All the guys get up and we go on stage and we talk to everybody. It's chaos down there, man. Like fucking chaos. You get a driver that takes you down there. Everything's blocked off in St. Louis. You got to tell the driver to go down one. I got a guy that drives us, and I fucking go down this one-way street. Doesn't matter. Go around cops. No one's stopping you. I got to get to my point. So it's fucking chaos. And you walk into a tent full of just everybody's Blues fans. We love it, but it's just intense, dude. You're there and it's like, blah, crazy, hugging, pictures, whatever the case is. But we had this hat launch company the day before said, hey, we have a bunch of shirts for you. You can hand out for Mardi Gras. We got hats, all this stuff, purple hats with yoink on it, with this, that, and the other. And so I go, okay, cool. Drop it off at Andy's house.
It's called Hat Launch. That's the name of the company. I know, but like it wasn't like a hat launch. It's like the name of the company is Hat Launch.
Yeah.
So you want to support Hat Launch. Anybody out there, honestly, if you're a business owner or whatever, if you have a lemonade stand or a baseball team,
they'll make something for
you. They'll make you hats.
Yeah.
Fantasy football, whatever it is. It's a cool company, man. Hat Launch. So Cam tells them to drop it all off at my house. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, and then I
pick up the story.
I'll end it because it's not that big of a deal.
Cam tells him to drop it off at my house. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then
go ahead.
Yeah, but whatever. But I was supposed to pick it up and
at 7:30 in the morning. So I'm out there putting everything in a box at 7:00 in the morning, where I'm trying to get to where I got to go. I text Cam at like 7:15. I'm like, hey, everything's on the porch.
Yeah.
And this guy who never does this literally just ghosts me.
Yeah.
Well, then a few minutes later, the text message comes through from Hat Launch.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, guys, hope you're enjoying the hats.
Yeah.
Cam, take some pictures down there and send us some pictures.
Yeah.
I told them the night before, because I'm like, dude, they gave us a lot of T-shirts, a lot of hats to take down there. They put Yoink on there. And so they went out of their way to do this, like probably hundreds of dollars worth of inventory. And they make these shirts.
Yeah.
Cam said, drop them off at Andy's. They're at my house. Cam's like, leave them at the front porch. He's like, well, how am I going to do this? I'm like, just carry the box into the tent, put the box down, let people grab them.
There's a lot going on that morning.
This guy, they send the text.
Yeah.
Hat Launch, great company. Support Hat Launch. Cam never responds to them all day long. I'm like, oh my God, have you still never responded?
No, not yet.
Oh my God, it's been 3 days.
Well, it's 2 days, but it was chaos that day. And then, you get home and I'm done for the day.
Dude.
And tomorrow was a bunch of stuff.
So, what
what do I do?
What kind of text did I send you? Because I was.
Yeah, you're going to ruin things, Cam, blah, blah, blah. I'm literally taking pictures with everybody, doing stuff, getting dragged this way, getting dragged that way all day long, which is fine. We get paid to do it, man. It's fun. But I done fucked that up. I didn't pick the things up. And I don't know what I would have done with them anyway. Carried them in. Like, it just. I could have just dropped them off and people would have picked them up, but it didn't have their name on it. So you're not really representing anything.
Didn't have whose name on it.
Hat Launch or Cam and Strick or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
that's the one thing. It doesn't
I'm just
say
saying,
Cam and Strick on there. So I
thought about it. Like I fucked that up. I'm usually really good about that kind of stuff, but it's complete and utter chaos. And that whole day, I had to pick up Jim Campbell. I had to pick a bunch of people up. I just fucking forgot about it. And then once you get down there,
because I texted you on the way down.
No, I wasn't looking at my goddamn phone, dude.
You weren't there yet? You weren't there yet?
I wasn't even like we're doing shit, dude. We're trying to get around different places. It's
no. You hadn't left your house yet when I texted you.
Andy, whatever, dude. Like it just didn't happen. Like you could have drove down there and did it.
This is what I got to deal with from a behind the scenes business
I don't know why
standpoint.
we're even like.
So
I just want to apologize to Hat Launch. Sorry about that. My bad.
I had to call Cam in for an emergency business meeting. I haven't considered if I'm fining you or yet.
I know we apologize. I don't think
the
people don't really care that much about that, but we.
Hey, but we got a lot of T-shirts and hoodies and hats, man. If you guys want some,
so
call hatlaunch.com. They'll hook you up. They are a cool ass company.
They're very cool. They'll do a lot of stuff.
Apologize to Danny and Jordan, dude.
Danny and Jordan, my bad on that. That's my fault.
No, say it's all on me.
It's all on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My bad on that.
Say like 100% my fault.
It's 100% my fault.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. Yeah. Andy's better than me at everything.
Say Andy left him on the porch for me, and I just.
Yeah, okay. They fucking get it, dude. It's not that big of a deal. But my bad on that, homeboys.
But they're cool, man. We got these Yoink hoodies.
Yeah.
We're going to have more coming up, too, man. So these will not go to waste. We will get them in hands of good people who will represent Hat Launch and the Cam and Strick podcast.
God, it was crazy down there, dude. I don't know. And then, like, once you get down to Mardi Gras in St. Louis, like, during the day is fine, but, like, at nighttime, that's when the chaos happens. Like, if you live in Soulard.
Did you stay there for the nighttime?
Fuck no. I got the fuck out of there so fast, man. You're done. You get home, you want to take a shower. You know what I mean? But I hung out with Tony Twist. He came out. That was pretty cool, man. Always see him.
Oh, yeah.
Twister's always
Give
fun.
Twister a shout out.
Little Twister.
And I would have liked to have gone down, man. And that was the plan also.
Yeah, the fans were asking for you. They're like, where's Andy? We want to talk to him.
I know. Well, I was going to come.
Never mind these Blues players. We want the reporters.
I was going to MC the stage.
Yeah, you didn't need to.
So did you guys do like a Q&A and stuff like that?
We just did that, yeah.
Okay.
We didn't need you there.
Who all was up on the stage?
Me, Twister, Losey, Soupy, a couple of our cats. It was fun.
Holly Oates.
Kachuk. Gretzky.
Gretzky. Dougie Waite.
Everybody's kind of losing their mind on this Morgan Rielly situation. Like, I thought that whole thing was just so stupid. You know what I mean? That Greig he's got a fucking breakaway in an empty net. And he takes. Can I talk? Or you talked enough.
You but you explaining it like
what are we doing here? Like you want to talk more about how I fucked up?
Well, we'll get back into that. But you like setting the table sometimes is like it just goes the long roundabout way. So I want to like explain.
Your whole life is a long roundabout. Every time you talk,
I wanted to explain like set the table for it.
Set the table for Morgan Rielly. Yeah, everybody knows what went down.
Do they?
Fucking cross-check Greig in the face after an empty net slap shot goal. Is it Greig?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Ridly.
It's just so dumb. You know he's gonna get dinged for it. Toronto's in a jam already. They need to win some games.
He's gonna get suspended. I think he'll get 6 games. Dude.
Maybe 6. Yeah.
I think stupid. I think if you gave David Perron 6, he's gonna get 6.
Yeah,
now, here's the thing. It's stupid all around. I get why he's frustrated and mad. First off, they lost the game. So you're mad. Did he need to take a full-on clap bomb into the empty net?
No, but who cares? Listen, if you shoot a puck at a goalie that's not expecting it after a whistle, that's, hey, man, you got to jump in there. What's he do? Is he going to hurt the net? So now Morgan Rielly's like, oh, I haven't cross-checked anybody all game. Now I'm going to get pissed. I'm going to go cross-check him in his mouth. And I know it kind of slipped up a little bit, and he caught him it kind of moved up on his chin. But no, you're trying to cross-check him. I know your hand kind of slipped off too, but you cross-check him in the face. You used your weapon because he shot a slap shot at home in Ottawa, which half the fans are Toronto fans anyway. Like, who cares?
Yeah, but even
they beat you.
Even the Ottawa the players, they didn't even come to his own defense. I think, listen,
So dumb.
when you're kind of a no-name guy, there is you don't need to show up the other team. You don't need to be a jackass.
It wasn't that big of a deal.
No, it's not. But you know what? I wouldn't have had a problem if Morgan Rielly just went up and jumped him or something.
Or just shoved him.
Or just grabbed him.
Be like, don't do
and
this.
You wanted to punch him in the back of the head a couple times, whatever.
That's
but
fine.
the cross check to the face is where you just cross the line. I agree, but I just don't feel like it's just not something you see all the time. It's like, let me give you an example, Cam. In basketball. And Caitlin Clark, by the way, they lost yesterday to them.
I saw that, actually.
Another loss, dude. Another controversy. Her coach needs to calm down, by the way.
Yeah, a little
She's
annoying.
yelling in the press conference about how Big Ten protocol, how the road team is supposed to go first in the post-game press conference, which is true. And the home team went first. And so they're trying to catch a flight and shit, but she's yelling in the background.
Okay, you guys try to catch a flight.
Just calm down.
Your charter flight. That's going to wait for you.
You think they fly private?
Wait, no, do they?
Yeah,
they do.
When I was working in women's basketball, we were not flying charter.
You
private.
would work with women's basketball.
I did play-by-play in the Great Alaska Shootout. So I went dog sledding, dude, with the team.
Okay, so you don't think they fly private? You don't think so?
I don't know.
With that big school, Iowa?
Don't know.
I would say
she's making them a shit ton of money. Caitlin
WNBA,
Clark
they don't. But
they don't.
I don't think so. It's expensive.
Listen,
when you lose $8 million a year, you can't fly private.
Don't know that answer, but when I was doing play-by-play for Northern Arizona University, we went to the Great Alaska Shootout. I'll never forget, Cam. The cheerleaders were practicing in front of me. I was doing I was establishing connection back with the radio station back home in Flagstaff, Arizona. I'm in Alaska for 10 days. One of the best experiences I've ever had. I had Thanksgiving in Alaska. I walked around downtown Anchorage by myself.
Some crime.
And it was 0 degrees, probably minus 30.
It's miserable.
There's moose running around. I got pictures of moose everywhere.
I would never want to live in Alaska.
I had my buddy who he wasn't even a good friend of mine, but we played hockey together at NAU. He's from Alaska, and he was home for Thanksgiving weekend. So I had him come pick me up. I'm like, dude, come drive me around, dude. Through a full blizzard, we went down the Seward Highway all the way down to Seward, Alaska, dude. I'm seeing horned sheep everywhere. We got moose everywhere. It was pretty cool, man. I saw homeless people there, which is very odd.
There's homeless people everywhere, Andy.
It's not a great place to be homeless.
Homeless people in Winnipeg, too.
It's very cold. It's very cold. But anyway, so they're practicing, the cheerleaders, dude. I mean, they're doing the full-on pyramid right in front of me, dude.
Were you staring at them?
I mean, I'm just looking up.
Are you holding them?
No. I'm sitting there.
Oh, you're just creeping them out.
I'm at courtside about to do the broadcast.
Were you uncomfortable with that?
No, so we're doing I'm establishing connection with the studio back in home, to make sure, hey, we're all good.
Yeah.
And we're going to start our pregame show in the next, half hour or whatever. All the big dog schools are there, on the men's side too. It's one of the biggest college basketball tournaments at the time going. Kansas was there, Duke was there, Louisville, all these big time schools. And dude, this girl at the top of the pyramid, Cam, they drop her, and she just falls flat.
Knock herself out?
Couldn't move. And I'm talking to this guy. I'm like, oh, my God, this is crazy. They had to come out. Stretcher had to come, emergency situation. You know how emotional the cheerleaders get.
No, I know.
They were all very emotional, especially the guy who dropped her. I think he was extremely emotional. Right on
her head.
I mean, I can't believe this doesn't happen more often, man. I was watching on the Today Show, they had a feature on a couple of the cheerleaders, and I like how they came out and said, listen, we're compensated fairly. Some people, other cheerleaders in the NFL have said, hey, we need to make more money. They were like, no, we do fine, and they're all PhDs. They have full-time jobs, dude. They're doctors and shit.
Well, Kate cheerleaded. They didn't get paid. She did.
Well, I'm sure they got paid.
I don't think they got paid at all.
Oh, of course they did, Ken.
Maybe
appearances and shit.
Oh, they got maybe $100 a game or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was a while ago.
She went to Tokyo. They flew around. She did a great time.
She went to Tokyo.
Yeah, with all the girls.
What was going on in Tokyo?
They did a photo shoot in Tokyo and stuff like that.
Just the Rams cheerleaders or the cheerleaders from all over the league?
I think they all did. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Like those Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, Cam. It's almost like
That's
a full-time job, dude.
Yeah.
Because they're doing
There's a show out.
They're doing a. I know Ivy loves the show.
Yeah,
dude.
it's pretty cool.
She
actually.
watches it all the time.
The main chick is like a fucking hardcore. Like, you better get this. And
Really?
you better do this. And they look at they evaluate their weight every day.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
fucking right you do. I got that. Every time I walked in the locker room with Lou Lamoriello, you get on that fucking scale. They look at every fucking inch of your body, dude. You're on there naked. They're evaluating every part of your body. Yeah, so that happens. You know what I mean? The hell is that? You hear that?
Oh my God.
That was creepy.
I've heard it a couple times now. Do you need me to go out and?
Hey,
is he throwing up?
There's a bathroom right here.
Is he puking?
And somebody's either taking a horrid, oh, he's puking.
He's hungover, dude. He's hungover from the Super Bowl party.
Damn.
Do you need me to go?
Maddie, what's going on?
Hey.
Do you know one of these guys? You might have to go check on him.
Do you want me to go check it out?
Andy.
Are you scared?
Dude, he's puking like I puked a couple weeks ago. Remember I got sick?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So
that was incredible.
When I puke, dude, I puke so loud, dude. I'm not.
Everybody does, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm like, ah!
Or puking, man. If you haven't puked in a while, God, that fucked me up the other day when I got.
You were puking?
Yeah.
You know,
outside of my wife's car, too, driving home from downtown St. Louis, I got so sick for the first time in a decade. And I go, Kate, poor Kate. And she goes,
we can't talk about because I feel like
just pull over.
I feel like I'm gonna puke.
She
right
pulled
now,
over
dude.
at perfect timing. I got it done. Like, God, that rocked me, man. I don't get sick. I feel like shit today because I partied over the weekend. I partied at Mardi Gras, ate like shit. Yesterday I ate like shit, man. And then like this morning I get up, 3-hour show, come do this for a couple hours. Like I was fucking. I felt like dog shit this morning, big time. But you got to suck it up.
Okay, so
you got to suck it up.
When you talk about this type of stuff, or if I see someone throw up, I will throw up. So let's just change the subject. Because I'm feeling sick, dude.
Yeah, I don't want you throwing up.
Okay, because I will.
But
throw
that
up
guy
all
just
over
got,
the place.
dude. Whoever's in that bathroom right now,
don't go in there.
I'm
dude.
say a prayer for him because there was demons in his body.
Mm-hmm.
God,
I got a lot of response from a lot of people last night who appreciated me showing them my football picture last night. Put on my Instagram photo.
Andy likes to brag. Like, I think when people don't play sports, at a high level, and they do a lot of reporting for either an NHL team.
I used to cover the NFL too.
Or the NFL or whatever. They think that they're kind of, wait a minute, I did this too. Like, I'm with you guys. I'm part of you. Mm-hmm. We're all the same. So Andy likes to brag about, his past and his hockey and all that. He brags about everything. But Andy did play football, and he shows a picture on Instagram, and you look just like the guy off of Little Giants. You know the kid that has a big bubble?
Yeah.
That his equipment's way too big for him. Like the kind of the charity case kid where he's on the team because he's a good kid. He's probably got something wrong with him.
Oh, God.
What do you mean?
Is that what you're saying?
Well, it just looked like it.
I was like 110 pounds.
Their equipment doesn't fit him right, and he's just because in football there's so many guys, and it's like you just know the guys that have no chance of playing, and they're kind of like look back in the crowd and cheerlead a little bit. But Andy's shoulder pads are way bigger in his head. I don't know how you could possibly move around in that equipment.
They didn't look that big.
Yeah, they did.
That's just how they were back then. I mean, that's just they didn't fit the same way they do now.
Remember the kid on Little Giants, though?
No, I didn't.
That has a big bubble.
But dude,
that's what you look
obviously
like.
I put it on as a joke, though. It's Super Bowl Sunday, and the response from the listeners, man, I love the listeners, man. They're all
they were texting.
They're like, "What a shit kicker!" And like,
oh yeah,
and
pretty funny.
They're like 3 interceptions and a 2-point conversion, man. People listen, they remember the stats and everything. So
I bet
that
was pretty funny.
A good opportunity to go ahead and get some highlights out there too, if I can.
Even like your picture with when you played hockey back in the day, like your shoulder pads are so fucking big.
I wore
your head's so small.
I wore those Donzies, dude.
They're fucking.
Remember those
goofy.
Donzies? They were like football shoulder pads. They were black and orange.
You're fragile, man. You had to wear all that shit.
Some of y'all out there remember those.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you remember them or not. It might have been a little bit before your time.
Fucking smash guys with those, dude.
Those Donzies?
And then I went to the smaller shoulder pads, so when I fought, I'd like be able to rip them off and get my fucking arm out. But the Blues made me put on some big-ass shoulder pads right off the bat because I had shoulder problems. Ray Rielly did. And I remember, like, God, catching guys with that hard plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes these shoulders, they had that hard, and then my elbow pads would stick out like this with that hard plastic. And if you caught anybody with that, dude, it fucks you up so bad. You could break glass with that shit.
Hey, so getting back to Morgan Riley real quick, because I'm not like condoning cross-checking a guy to the face, but you have to look at it.
Dumb.
I mean, because your evaluation and like breakdown of David Perron was a little bit different.
No, it wasn't. It was dumb too.
And he came from like distance.
He was even worse.
And he hit the wrong guy, remember?
Yeah. What do you mean it's different? It's the
and
same
so
thing. It's all dumb.
I don't think, and the good news is it sounds like, from what I understand and what it looked like, is that Greig did not suffer a serious injury. I got to be honest, I don't really know much about him.
I don't know much
Apparently,
about him.
Like
he was flying on that breakaway,
like
though.
He was, and he was out on the ice in that situation.
So that bothers you, though? Like, honestly, like, okay, so you...
No, what I was going to say...
No, I'm saying, like, to the people, like, and people up there are defending Morgan Rielly. Like, I like his emotion. You want emotion then? You want that then? You guys lost the game. Mm-hmm. He took a slap shot into an empty net. Didn't affect anything.
Okay, you're not wrong by saying that, but you also, like, can look at it, because a lot of the old school players I've talked to, man, it's like they're all like, dude, if somebody would have done that,
but it's not
disrespectful.
It's not that big of a deal.
It's not.
If the goalie
but at least you admit that it probably is disrespectful.
Yeah.
It's like, Cam, if somebody...
You're in the race, man. Don't get suspended.
If somebody is up by 6 points, and I'm just saying the equivalent...
And they do a little thing.
No, they steal the ball with no time left on the clock, and they go down there and do like a tomahawk windmill. Like,
yeah,
I could see the other team getting, or if they like jack up a 3, when you're already like up by 30.
Yeah, no, it's disrespectful.
At the end of the game. Like, this translates into other sports as well. If you're up by 10 runs in baseball and you're stealing bases, you may take a fastball to the head next time you come up to bat. I mean,
I know.
Okay,
I know the gist of it.
So what I'm saying is, this translates into other sports. There is some level of respectful code that should be in play. And there's an old saying, Kim, I don't know if you heard it, but if you want to fuck around, then you might find out, and you're taking the risk of the other team getting pissed off. Now, am I condoning this guy cross-checking him in the face? Should he have done that? No. But he should have, sent a message to let him know, hey, what you did, it's not cool that you did that, man. You don't need to do that. No one even knows who the fuck you are.
Stupid.
So
no, but Morgan Rielly, who cares? He took a slap shot. Like, who cares? Like, you got other things you got to worry about, man.
But that's
hold on, dude.
That's separate.
No, what do you mean that's separate? It's the same play. It's the same play, dude. Like, it's right there. The game's over. Who cares if he took a slap shot? You want to go bump him, go fuck yourself? That's fine. You got that pissed. There's probably 3-4 plays in that game where somebody got rocked or somebody got slashed, and you did nothing about it during the game. So right afterwards, when nobody got hurt, goalie wasn't involved, he takes a stupid slap shot, the game's over, and then you cross-check him in the jaw, and now you're going to get dinged for 6 when you need to win games? That's stupid.
Yeah, it probably is. But you know what? His coach had his back.
That's stupid, too. I'd be like, no, don't do that. We need you, man. We need you, Morgan Rielly. You do a lot on that back end. We don't have the best defenseman in the league. We need you, especially this crucial time. The next 5-6 weeks are fucking huge.
Your boy Zadorov also got a suspension.
He got dinged, but at least he's trying to hit a guy. Got his elbow up a little bit.
During the play.
He missed him fucking big time. Like, that was a bad...
Yeah. Cam's like, I would give him $7 million a year. Zadorov, he's great defenseman.
Never said that. I said I'd take him, and I would take him. Yeah. Andy has to correct me on things like that, which is fine, but I'd still take him. He's making 4.5. Like, it is what it is. He's not making 7, and I wouldn't pay him 7. But like Morgan Rielly, that team needs you, man. Big
they
time.
do.
And you're going to be embarrassed. Like, if they lose these games coming up here and you're fucking slotted down a little bit, man, like, it's a big deal for your fucking organization. Big time. You don't make the playoffs?
I didn't think Perron should have gotten 6 games.
He should have.
For having no history, and the guy wasn't even hurt.
He cross-checked him right in the fucking
But
head.
now, because of that...
it's so funny. Like, if somebody did that to Ty, you would lose your mind, dude.
I know.
You would lose your mind.
He should have gotten suspended, but 6
I
games...
love Perron.
Because now they're forced to give Morgan Rielly with no history 6 games, too.
That's a weapon. You're taking... Dude, I mean...
However many games he ends up getting.
Don't cross-check people in the face.
And you know what? These referees, man... Because, and this is Toronto, so obviously it gets even more attention.
Yeah,
and I get that, which is all good.
That's fine.
But these referees, because of it, they just think every time there's a boarding play, we gotta kick them out of the game. Get him out of here.
Sammy Blais.
Sammy Blais, dude. They threw him out of the game for that.
That was a dirty hit.
Oh, I don't think so, dude.
Wow, Andy.
Wow, you're so on.
Whoa.
If I could tell you
time out.
What Hall of Fame players who
I'm wrong.
They're on the opposite side of you.
This is my opinion.
Cam's like the fan, who sits in the 300 section.
You're the fan, actually. You are the fan.
You're the one in the locker room. Guys that play.
You're the fan. You are the fan, not me. I played.
But you're not on the same page as these guys that did.
I don't care. This is my opinion.
He was already committed to the hit. Though.
Dude, the guy was facing the boards with a fucking number. No. Look at the replay. He was facing the boards with his numbers in a vulnerable position, and Sammy Blais came and rocked him from behind and knocked him out. That's a dirty hit. What are you talking about?
Okay, but we're
going to play that too. Don't even delete this, Brody. We'll play that, and you guys decide. And I love Sammy Blais. Dude, Sammy Blais had 10 hits. He had 10 hits a game in that road trip. He's crushing guys legally. This was a hit from behind. The guy was in a vulnerable spot. The puck wasn't even there, and he hits him from behind. He saw his numbers the whole way. No. I don't care what Hall of Famer said what. He might be an old school guy.
No,
but
they're not. They're not. A lot of guys.
Well, then I'm wrong then.
But here's my thing. It's a penalty. Why can't we have penalties?
It's a boarding call, dude. That's a 5-minute. Dude, I would have got fucking 5 minutes 15 years ago.
Why are we tossing everybody out of the game?
Dude, because he hit him from behind and hurt him.
Minor, man.
He hit him from behind and he hurt him.
I think
again, I'll revert back. If that happened to your son, you'd be fucking pissed in the stands.
But he fell, dude. He was going for the hit. He's already committed to the hit.
You got to lay off.
And he fell. He falls.
You saw his numbers. Let's look at it real quick. You saw his numbers. Look it up. You see him,
and they review it, and they still say they got to kick him out of the game.
Because he hit him from behind. You know?
He won't get suspended for that.
That's fine. That's fine with me. I don't say suspend him, but you boot him out of that game. You hit the guy from behind, you saw his numbers.
And he's from Quebec.
I like how you're throwing, Hall of Famer.
He is.
The Hall of Famers that I talk to, because I'm in touch with everybody. They disagree with you. Okay, that's fine. That's just my opinion.
They do.
Well, they're smarter than me. I'm not smart enough to understand a hit. So I'll just. You're right. Maybe I'll just sit back and agree.
Defer.
Is that okay?
Defer.
Should I defer to Andy? I don't know what hitting's like. I don't know what a bad hit is.
Cam,
I've done it my whole life.
I thought
the only reason why I played in the NHL is because of hitting.
Okay.
That's a dirty hit.
I just don't feel like we need to be kicking everybody out of the game just because.
Don't suspend him for 5 games. I don't think it was that malicious, but that's
a
dirty hit.
You need to kick someone out of a game if it's not a suspendable play.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
Tossing him out of the game.
It doesn't bother me. I've seen way less than that.
Give him a double minor.
Andy's so tough, eh? The fucking kid gets hit from behind. He literally tries to get up, smashes his head back down.
That.
He's fucking Bambi, and Andy's bitching that Sammy Blais got booted out of the game and might not get suspended. You're a tough guy. I forgot. I forgot how many hits Andy take. Go ahead, brag about it. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
talk about it.
I don't like the fact that the guy got hurt and he was.
It's got awful.
He was. I mean, his brain was rattled and couldn't even get up, dude. So I hope he's okay.
If I've surprised you, a little bit with some of the.
Well, I'm surprised you respond like a fan sometimes.
Well, you are the fan, and I'm just realistic. I don't give a shit. There's some hits I'm like that shouldn't be suspendable or a penalty, and I'm like, fuck this. That's a pussy call. But if you really look at this, man, just look at the fucking highlight on it.
I watched it several times.
I don't know what your argument is. He hit him from behind. What's your argument then?
That he should have been penalized for it. My argument is that he was already committed to the hit. The player fell and he put himself in a vulnerable position.
He's committed to the hit, seeing his numbers. That's not good.
No, he was kind of to the side of him.
Dude, I fucking looked over this all day today. I'm watching it. We're talking about it on
the
radio.
reason why he got knocked out was because of where him falling and kind of sliding down the wall. His face was in a terrible position.
Exactly. Why'd you hit him then?
Vulnerable spot.
That's exactly my point. That gets us, and now you're dinged for 6
So
games.
what I was gonna say,
God, that's brutal.
Was by doing so, I mean, he's put his team in a terrible spot.
Terrible spot, Andy. Terrible.
How come I watch these Canadian teams and everybody just pumps their tires up all the time? Like
they get their asses
like
kissed.
They're so good.
Man,
even Montreal. Well, I'm looking this morning as to see who have they drafted over recent years on the back end. Who's coming?
Yeah.
They have any defensemen coming? Their defense is god-awful. The Montreal Canadiens' defense is god-awful, and I love Jake Allen, but their goaltending's terrible too, man. I mean,
you're right.
I mean, and Jake has had some great games over the course of his career, and he's a great guy, and he's been on our podcast. And Jeff Gorton, their GM's been on our podcast. Their president, Jeff Gorton's been on our podcast. Kent Hughes, their GM's been on our podcast. I like Montreal. There's a lot of history of Montreal. Marty St. Louis been on our podcast. I want teams like the Montreal Canadiens to be successful.
So do I.
But they have so much work to do.
I know.
And they are so bad right now. I don't know how they have 50 points. I'm like, how do they have 50 points?
Who they playing?
Cole Caulfield. I don't even notice Cole Caulfield unless they're on the power play.
Andy, didn't notice him at all. I did not notice.
And I know maybe it's like it's one of those games where it's an outlier. I don't know. Maybe they're thinking about the CFL up there. I don't know what they're doing. But to perform like that on home ice against St. Louis is a good team. They're not a great team.
Great. Yep.
And they completely dominate you. You have nothing on the back end. You don't defend. You play with hardly really minimal structure whatsoever. And they're not very talented offensively.
What are they? They're not tough. They're not fast.
They're
not skilled.
They're just very much a below average hockey team that all the media talk about 24/7. But they won't talk about any teams south of the border that are like actually good. You know what I'm saying?
They get it. Well, you're in a.
They'll talk about
you're in a media market.
Vegas occasionally.
You're in a media. They talk about the Avs. They talk
about the Avs.
They talk about New York.
They talk about Buffalo all the time because Canada's close there. They're terrible too.
They're terrible. Can I give a shout out to fucking what's his name for the Tampa Bay Lightning, Sergachev. Oh God, I know. Like that's tough.
His
right
first
there.
game back from I think he had missed 17 games,
and you could tell he was all pilled up, and he did a little tweet out, and he kind of got really deep. And it was kind of emotional, man. Like he broke his tibia and fibia, had to go emergency surgery. Like that sucks, man. I like him as a player.
He said he would have died, I think, if he was like not in a situation where he had.
Yeah, what does he mean by that?
I think he probably his injury required immediate medical attention.
Oh yeah, he would have bled out.
So if he's in the
internal
woods,
bleeding. Yeah, okay.
By himself.
But then he's like, but I will say this: he did say, "Damn, these pills feel good." And I'm like, ooh, just be careful on those bad boys, man, because you're going to be eating painkillers for a long time, dude. And if you like them, just like you just said, you tweeted that you liked them. I just kind of worry a little bit.
I don't think he meant that though. Russian translation.
I'm just saying.
Sometimes.
I'm just worried about that. Because I just know how that is, man.
I think he's saying okay. Like, God, that was the most painful thing ever, and
maybe
these pills are actually are what are allowing me to like survive right now.
That was a legit reverse hit. That was a good. That was a hockey.
You think people are ever going to try to take that out of the game?
The reverse hit.
You think they're dangerous?
Oh God, yeah. I got hurt more trying to hit guys that knew I was coming and fucking put me down, and I'm like, oh my sternum, like that messed me up more than anything. When guys know you're coming, but they act like they don't, and you go up there like, I got this guy, and he just puts his shoulder right in your sternum, and your legs go weird, and you fall. Sometimes you hit your head off the ice. Yeah, that was tough. I like that kid, man, and I like the Lightning, and you could tell Coop afterwards was fucked up about that, dude. That's a big hit, man. That sucks.
He had a picture coming out of the hospital today with his wife.
Just thinking about you, man. Just be careful on the painkillers. That's all, baby. I think about all y'all. No big deal. So that was fucked up.
Patty Maroon just had back surgery, too.
Yeah, I saw that, too. What does that mean? He said he's out 4 to 6 weeks, so... That's not that much?
He probably felt like Sammy Blais didn't deserve to get kicked out of the game. I'm sure they all did. All the players.
If everybody was tough like you, Andy, like I get it. You know what I mean? But I'm honestly just being realistic. I'm not trying to be a fucking hot take guy. I just looked at that.
And you know what? I'm not trying to be hot take on Montreal either. All I'm saying is I've seen Montreal play. They're on TV all the time. I watch,
they are everywhere.
I watch all the teams. They're just. How do they have 50 points? I have no idea. And people talk about them as if like they're like this like juggernaut in the Eastern Conference. I don't know. I just feel like they're nothing. They are so far away.
They are. Yank. But
they got a long ways to go.
Marty St. Louis, like, and even at the end of the game, he's like yelling at the refs. Like, it just doesn't matter. It's over. You lost.
Oh yeah, about the goal.
Yeah,
They had a fight.
Yeah.
With Jake Neighbors, who
had Gordie Howe.
No one talks about Jake Neighbors either. This guy's going to score 25 goals.
That's right, Andy. You're damn right.
If Jake Neighbors played in like Vancouver, Montreal,
you're right.
Toronto,
100%.
Edmonton.
Little shout out, Jakey Neighbors, baby.
He needs $9 million a year.
I know. Jakey Neighbors is going to have a heavy sweater too, meaning he's going to have an A or a C eventually. I think Jakey Neighbors.
Getting to know him personally,
nice guy.
I think he is an absolute future captain, and I know Robert Thomas is here.
No different.
And Robert Thomas is their best player,
big time.
And you could give him the C. I'm talking, whenever, Braden Shen is obviously no longer here, who's playing good hockey right now, too.
Pretty dang good.
All I'm saying is Jake Neighbors just kind of fits that bill, man. Like, he has it. It's just, it's hard to explain, I mean, if you've been in the locker room before.
Yeah, tell us about it.
It's hard to explain, dude.
Yeah, he's got it. And people talked about that. He had it even when he was young.
Well, he was the captain of his junior team and stuff.
So like there's certainly there's something there, and people knew this even before he even made the team. But yeah, he does all the little things.
And he sticks up for his teammates on the ice.
He hits, like he's chirping. He gets in people's faces. Just little things like that.
He's chirping Tom Wilson.
I know, fucking Tommy Willie, big Tom Wilson. He's chirping him. Good, get in his face a little bit. Then he goes and scores an important goal.
He scores goals. This guy,
he's pretty dang good.
I think he's leading the team in goal scoring right now, maybe tied. Although Jordan Kyrou, here he comes, man. Jordan Kyrou is going to end up leading the team in goal scoring once again.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to give Doug Armstrong a shout out because, everyone gets all over Jordan Kyrou.
Yeah, they do.
And I had Doug Armstrong on my radio show last week, and we talked about Kyrou. And he pumped his tires, man. He really said some good things about him. Like, hey, listen, okay, so in a bad year, this guy's still going to have 70 points.
Pretty good.
And when he has his good years, he'll get back up to 90, 95, whatever he's going to get to. When he careers it, maybe he'll get to 100 one year. But he said some real good things about Kyrou. And Kyrou is still young, man. You got to remember that he's still young, okay? And I was talking to Jordan Kyrou privately, and I told him, I said, hey, listen, man, your general manager had your back, and he really pumped your tires. And I want you to know that. And I could tell how good it made Jordan Kyrou feel. He was like, what'd he say? And I was like, blah, 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 blah. He's like, no. What'd he say? He's like, really? You could almost feel like a weight being lifted off his shoulders. And he's like, damn. He's like,
it's your boss.
He's like, Stricky, thanks, man. Like, thanks for telling me that. This guy goes out and scores 3 goals the last 2 games. Sometimes, man, when you're running a business, when you're a CEO, you're a president, you're running a sports team, if you can just make people feel good sometimes about themselves, you're going to get so much more out of them. They're going to be so much more productive when they're at the workplace, when they are at practice, if they're an athlete, when they're in the games. Sometimes when nobody knows where they stand, or if they're unsure, or if they're a little insecure naturally anyway. And if you can just pump their tires and make them feel good, man, it can make all the difference in the world. And I saw that in a guy like Kyrou, and you watch. This guy's going to have a fantastic rest of the way. He's going to score some big goals down the stretch. He's going to score some big goals when they get in the play. I think the Blues will make the playoffs, man.
Yeah, so do I.
I really do. And, I think sometimes that's by design. Doug Armstrong knows what he's doing, man. This guy pumped it. He's a lightning rod. And as Doug Armstrong said, he said, listen, man, you go to any team in the league, who's the lightning rod? Who's taking the most heat? It's the best players. And they're not going after the fourth-line guys. They're going after the best players. So it's not unusual that fans would get frustrated by going after the best players. And we talked about how, hey, listen, fans have gone after Colton Parayko, and now all of a sudden this guy's bounced back, and he's having a fantastic season. So I know that made Jordan Kyrou feel good when I told him that. And I'm happy to see him now, scoring some goals here as they get going, coming out of the All-Star break.
I will say you can't be fake about it either, right? Like if you're an owner and you're in charge, you can't pump people's tires up all fucking day. Then it's not meaningful. Yeah. So there's a balance to it. Mm-hmm. But you do talk to guys, man, and even PA, he's been through so many different coaches where some guy, everybody's different, but you always have to implement that. I played with coaches, man, that wouldn't even talk to you, play with coaches that maybe were a little too talky, and we're like, does he mean that or not? So there's certainly a balance, and GMs as well. Like if Lou gave you a compliment, Lou Lamoriello, you're like, whoo, baby.
Yeah.
Hell, if I played a game and I get on that bus and he's the first one right there, and I walk by and he just looks at me and doesn't say anything, I'm like, oh God, help me, help. But if I walk by and he gives me a smack on the back or on the butt or whatever it is, I know, God, I'll walk by like, fucking right. Like, hell yeah, I did it. I did a good job tonight. But if he didn't, like, there's just a balance to it, man.
Yeah,
so it kept you on your
were a
twos.
young kid, though, too.
God, yeah, dude.
So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you need it. But
how
you
many
can't be fake
players,
about it.
Cam, wonder where they stand?
A ton.
Is the GM fucking pissed at me?
A ton.
Does he not like my game?
Yeah, you're always thinking that.
Are they going to trade me?
Yeah. Am I as good as I think I am? Do the guys? There's so much. Do the guys like me? Do this?
Yeah.
As a coach,
And
God,
so when you just have a private conversation, like I wanted him to know that. Hey, listen, your general manager has your back, dude, and he publicly has your back.
Yeah. And even little things like when you come into the meeting and you sit down, and like Pete DeBoer, sometimes I'd walk by him and he just wouldn't say anything. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, what'd I do? Like, shit. And then you go in the meeting and he'd be like, look at Jance right here. That's exactly where you need to be. And then he goes over here. Oh, look at him. Boom, big hit.
Were you on the bench? Were you on? Where were you?
Well, like, no, I'd be on. Well, see, you don't know because you've never been in these meetings. Andy only goes to certain meetings because the media can't do too much. But when you do the video stuff, and they have you on there, and they just pump your tires a little bit. Look, Cam's in the way. Look what he did. Good job getting the puck out of there. I'm like,
hey, you know what, Cam? You're actually very good at that.
You know what? Pumping people's
making
tires
people feel good.
Yeah, damn right I am. Now, I bring you down a lot because you talk a lot and you belabor points. And then like, you disagree with me.
It's for entertainment purposes.
You try to prove that you're right. Like it's an opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
like,
for
no one's right.
entertainment purposes.
No, I know.
But if I ever need
I'll get
pick me up, dude.
But I'm real about it. Because I will tell you that if I don't believe it, you're gonna know. Just with my tone, you're gonna know that I'm not.
So like when I get pissed, sometimes I gotta let Cam know. Sometimes I gotta bring him down when he doesn't pick up the t-shirts and the hoodies.
Yeah, but that's not me acting cool.
And when these guys drop them off, and he says, "Hey, drop them off at Andy's."
Well,
okay, he says, "Bring them to my house."
No, and I texted you, and they wanted to do it at the station, and you're like, "No, just bring them to my house. I'm home." I'm like, "Okay."
Right, because no one's at the station. It was like a Friday night.
No, there were people there. They could have dropped it off there. I wouldn't have got it anyway. Listen, I fucked that up, okay? But Andy, I'm not like on cloud nine where I'm acting like I'm the coolest guy in the league, and Andy's got to bring me down a notch like I have to do with him once in a while. I'm pretty level, but I'll fuck up here and there with, I guess, that kind of stuff, which I've never done before, but it's the first time. But then you got to, I guess, level me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Am I too high? Like, am
I
I too confident?
I have to like let you know that like.
Am I too confident in myself?
No, I gotta let you know there's a business component.
Do I act too cocky ever? With what?
No, but there's just a business component. Sometimes you got to do stuff you don't. Hey, anybody out there in business, man, you guys know this. Sometimes you got to do things you don't want to do or things that you're not comfortable doing.
You're right.
But if you want to get that carrot that's dangling in front of you, man, sometimes you got to do shit.
And sometimes, like, if you knew I was already down there, maybe you could have drove it down.
No, I couldn't do that because I was going to come down, but like,
there it is.
I decided.
No doubt. Like, it's all good. Like, sometimes you got to do things where maybe you could have gone out of your comfort zone and met me downtown somewhere.
No, because that
would have been
the reason why I couldn't go down was because I couldn't get down.
Of course, I know, but sometimes you got to do things, man.
I know.
Sometimes, you got to do things.
Before we get to a PA, which by the way, I thought he got mad at me during the interview. I've never had a player get mad at me.
He kind of did.
So I reached out to him. No, I saw you I sent you our text exchange. He wasn't mad.
His whole tone changed.
It
did.
I thought
you rattled him, and then he's going to text you back that he's not rattled, but he was. So it's.
But I offered to even like, hey, we can take it out of the podcast.
Sometimes in business, you got to.
You got to pump their tires.
I mean,
I'm giving you
like if I'm like him, and you're
lesson.
like, hey, you dive a lot, and he's like, no, I didn't.
I didn't say that. No,
in a roundabout way, you kind of did. You kind of did.
Hey.
And I wasn't that big
no,
a deal.
because I didn't.
But his tone changed.
Okay, well, let me say this, and I mean this 1,000%.
Yeah.
I 1,000% knew who P.A Parenteau was as a player. He was a damn good player. He used to score goals against the Blues all the time, playing for the Islanders. I used to love watching him play. He had skill.
I played against him, yeah.
Okay? I never, ever heard of a reputation about him diving. Until I was doing my research, I came across a couple of videos of where he got embellishing penalties. and the announcers were going after him for embellishing. So my thing kind of was like, was this a thing? Like, was this something, that kind of followed you or you got accused of? Do you think it was fair that, some guy gave you that reputation?
He's like, what?
Oh, yeah.
He's like,
so
what?
He's like, no, yeah, of course I wanted to draw penalties. Like, I wanted to, be on the power play. That way I was going to get on the ice, which I thought was a fantastic answer. So I didn't want him to think I was accusing him. So, we break it down, what I was really saying.
So then Andy's like, dude, afterwards, he was rattled. And rightfully so, because we don't want to rattle anybody, man.
Well, I wasn't trying to be offensive.
I know, but we'll be honest with people. We'll ask hard questions like we always do. But his tone changed. But then Andy's like, look at the play. Look at the play. Look at the play afterwards. And I looked at it, and he did get hit in the face.
Okay.
And that's why he left the game.
But this is Cam Jansen. Cam Jansen, who thinks everyone should just get kicked out of the game, and everything's a dangerous hit now.
No, but I've actually been through dangerous hits and done dangerous hits and got hits against.
Everyone gets a participation.
I've been through it firsthand. Not just bird watching in the locker room. But I think that fucking rattled him a little bit. But then you tried to show me what you were talking about, and you were wrong again because he did get hit in the face.
But I let you hear what the announcer said and stuff like that.
Yeah, but the announcers are always going to be like that, so I don't know why.
But he didn't remember the play.
He probably didn't, dude.
No, I know.
When you play 500 games, sometimes you don't remember everything. But though.
But he played 500 games in the minors too, dude. This guy played a long
1,000 games. No wonder he didn't understand that play.
Which is fine, dude. He's cool as shit.
He's totally cool.
Great career. This guy was a phenom growing up playing in Montreal.
Yeah, he was.
He used to pack the rink.
Yeah, he was a superstar.
But I did not want anyone to say that, because there are players like Alex Burrows or Tim Stützle right now has the worst reputation in the league. Yeah. Nobody wants to be associated with diving. I didn't know if you knew that.
I know. Dude, I learn things every day working here.
I didn't know.
But he's cool. It doesn't matter. You're fine. Dude, I told you that. So it wasn't that big of a deal.
But
it wasn't that big of a deal.
So tell the people, though, I did feel bad
about it. No, Andy's fucking rattled. And we get rattled. If people are kind of weirded out by something, I'm like, fuck. I did it a couple times with some guys throughout our 300 podcast where I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, you have too.
I've had some bad ones, so don't worry about it.
Like Lou Lamoriello, you kind of crossed the line with him.
Yeah, but that was petty.
I didn't like what you did. There was more. You tried to sacrifice the brand.
No, I asked somebody about something.
Oh, yeah. No. Fuck. Well, Eric Lindros about lining up next to him.
No, that's just being dumb. Mm-hmm. That was just a dumb thing.
Well, you said some dumb things today, too, so it's okay.
And what?
Well, your analysis.
Of what?
Well, the Hall of Famers say something completely different than what you say.
Andy's a herd mentality, eh? If anything goes on, everybody's like, Andy's like, I'm with you, because you guys all agree.
Oh, I'm with
have your own opinion.
Can you believe Vivek is going with Trump?
Yeah, of course he is. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't you endorse Trump? You want to get a Republican in there, of course.
Go there, dude, because the listeners don't like.
You just brought it up.
I'm saying Vivek, it sounds like he's going to be his vice president candidate.
Could be. He could.
Well, they were at Mar-a-Lago together.
I know, he's with a lot of people. Could be. It could switch it up.
Okay,
I just don't think Joe Biden's going to run. I think it's going to be Michelle Obama or Gavin Newsom.
I don't know if he can run.
He can't, dude. He's out of control.
Poor guy.
He doesn't know where he's at. No. It's bad. He tweets out something last night like, we got him with his red eye.
He doesn't tweet.
Yeah, he's sleeping with his diaper on.
No, he doesn't tweet.
I know.
His people
so who gave him the A-OK to even post that?
He doesn't even know that they're doing it. It's just people doing it.
And he just started following all this stuff, and now he's acting like, no, I know.
Okay, can
this
we
guy's
talk
been
about
gone
something
for a while.
else? Because we don't have a ton of time, but I want to get your take on the Putin interview.
Putin? Everybody's like, I can't believe you interviewed Putin. Why not? Now, did Putin lie the whole time? Maybe.
Cam's like, he's just incredible. I was so impressed with Putin.
What?
That's what you were saying to me.
Jesus, Andy. Andy finally watches something. I go, no, Putin is an interesting guy. Mm-hmm. He's fucking hardcore. He's KGB. He's a manipulator. Big time. But I still want to know what he has to say about what's going on. Now, he gave a fucking whole lecture about the whole history of Russia, but I don't, and that's why you look at Tucker Carlson, he goes, is this a fucking show or is this an interview? Let me do my thing. And he did. And the big things I take away with that is like, Joe Biden hasn't talked to him yet. Don't you want to talk to Putin?
Joe Biden has not spoken to him?
No.
Not even like once?
We would have known about it. No, and Putin said that too. So there's some truth to some things. CIA involved in different things here and there. Putin is a bad guy. Listen, Putin is a bad guy.
Yeah.
But I still, Ukraine ain't fucking a bunch of saints over there either.
He should have asked him about killing civilians and stuff like that.
Oh, fucking blowing up.
And that one dude who disappeared.
Yeah, what do you think he's going to... Oh, one dude. There's a ton of dudes that disappear.
Right.
They fall off of buildings here and there. That's Russia for you. That's right. Hey, don't think that doesn't happen here, too. Just so you know.
Okay, I got questions for you, honestly. Some journalists are they're saying that Tucker did not do a good job with the interview, calling him a puppy and stuff like this. Now, I know in our industry there's some jealousy, too, because he got the interview. So
you get the biggest interview ever.
Everyone is going to try to, be negative and whatever. Do you feel like that's the case? And do you feel like Tucker allowed Putin to just completely control the interview?
Listen, look, yeah, because you're interviewing a guy that doesn't do this a lot. He doesn't speak a lot. He only speaks to his people, and he's all fucking orchestrated.
Doesn't get interviewed by Russian journalists like
Russian.
this.
No, he doesn't get interviewed by anybody. So no, this was a unique thing. You can't stomp all over him or he'll get up and walk away. So you got to play it fucking cool. And I thought Tucker did an okay job on it. Maybe he could have fucking dug in a little bit more when he's going off at 1642 and whatnot. I get all that. But you got a lot out of that. And he did say stuff about talking to Bill Clinton back in the day about joining NATO and whatnot.
Do you think they should allow Russia to join NATO? And do you think that he wants to join NATO? I couldn't get a firm answer out of him with this one.
I don't know. I think that...
Did Clinton give him the option? What was that all about? I don't think he did.
It's just because Clinton didn't have the AO... Look, there's so much going on with that. I do think that they want to end this war. I think that he believes in the Russian people. If you talk to them, in my opinion, everybody's like, oh, my God, those sanctions are hurting Russia. No, they're not. No, they're not. The Russian people are just like, what's going on? They don't even they're just go on with their everyday life.
The European countries won't allow him in either.
Oh, he's making, dude, the sanctions actually he's making more money.
It's not just the West.
People are buying so much fucking oil from him, dude. They are. So it's a tricky situation. I don't trust anything he fucking says, but there's still some truth to some things. And Ukraine... you want to fund Ukraine, but you got to know where all the money's going. And there are some shady people in the Ukraine too. And you just gotta sit back and understand. Like you put $20 billion to the border, you put fucking 240 to Ukraine. I get it. You want to help people. That's what U.S. does. If there's any crisis anywhere in the world, if there's a fucking earthquake in Uganda, if there's this and that and the other, the U.S. is the first country to go there and fucking give them as much aid as possible. We do good things, but there's a lot of different things going on in the world right now, including in the Middle East, including in Ukraine, with Russia, with China, with all kinds, our fucking
Israel.
border. The biggest thing in the U.S. going on right now, to be honest with you, is fucking fentanyl. I went and saw Chrissy Pondoff. I went to Illinois Recovery Center to talk to the patients. The common denominator is goddamn fentanyl. It is the scariest thing going in our country right now. It's fucking coming right up Highway 44. It's going right up to Chicago. It's getting dispersed everywhere. When I talk to these patients, fentanyl is the number one denominator in everything. It is. They wish they can get back on fucking black tar heroin because of how hardcore fentanyl is. They call it a bioweapon, dude. They think it's a fucking bioweapon from China, and it kind of could be.
Really?
Because
is that where it's coming from?
Yeah, God, yeah. Because it grabs onto your endorphins in a different way than heroin does, and it only lasts for 3 hours. So because if you take a bunch of heroin in the morning, just give you an example, you're good for fucking 12 hours. All day, you might feel a little shitty at the end, you're going to come down. Fentanyl grabs you right off the bat, hooks onto your brain, and says, you need more of this. And it's a weird feeling. And all of a sudden, 3 hours later, boom, right in a withdrawal. Right then. Then you're fucking
After
scrambling.
The first time you do it.
It is so addicting. They say you have fucking millionaire guys driving down, and all of a sudden, they take one fucking hit of fentanyl. And 6 months later, they're on the street, fucking bent over, doing their thing.
Really?
And they had everything. I was talking to guys, man, I own a construction business. I have a beautiful wife, I have kids. I can't get off this fucking fentanyl. I cannot do it. I was in the military. I did all this. I fucking did all this stuff. I cannot get off of this. It is so hardcore. Fentanyl is fucking more people up than anything right now in the U.S. Coming right up to our border.
Well, I'm glad you went out and spoke to the people at IRC.
Man, it's a wake-up call, Andy. And you know what? It triggers things in my head, too. I could see in their eyes, dude. I could see in their eyes. I go, I know that pain, and it triggers me. I'm like, fuck.
Do you think that's what happened to the Kansas City Chief frozen fan story?
Exactly what happened.
Did they prove that?
Not yet, but they did an autopsy, and they had fentanyl in their system. Yeah. So here's what I said, and I said this off the bat.
And that guy went to rehab, correct?
You right off the bat.
Willis.
So this is what happened, in my opinion. And I said this weeks ago, whenever this went down, before we knew all this shit. I go, they got a bad fucking batch of cocaine, baby. They were fucking partying. They're like, let me call this guy. Let's go meet this guy real quick. And he gave him a bad batch of fucking fentanyl. Sometimes a little bit of fentanyl in there, it'll make you feel good. But you get that little bad speck and you're fucking dead. So they probably went outside, did a key bump each, and they all like, and they all had heart attacks, fell right there. And the guy that owned the house or rented it out was addicted to fentanyl. And he slept for fucking 48 hours. He had the good little batch. He slept for or his body was more used to it because
is he being charged or anything?
Don't know yet, but he slept for 48 hours. You don't sleep for 48 hours. That's when you know you're on fucking hardcore shit. So it all kind of came together. They had a bad rip of coke with fentanyl in it, man.
Okay, getting back to Putin real quick though. I will say the interview was more fascinating than interesting.
Yeah, no, I didn't learn much from it, but it was fascinating.
Like, I didn't need him just going on and on. It was very boring the first 20, 25 minutes.
I want to hear the history of fucking...
I get it. Now, can I ask you about the artificial intelligence?
What about it?
AI. Are you very familiar with AI?
Yeah, it's taking over.
It's taking over.
Big time. Taylor Swift got in a jam with AI too, like a nudie pic.
Also people were tracking down her.
The one in St. Louis. Airplane. She sold one of her jets in St. Louis. So what? You fucking when you're rich, you fly private. Now is she going around acting like Greta Thunberg and talking about fucking climate change when you're flying around and your carbon footprint is a lot bigger than mine? Go fuck yourself. She's been chill on that. But you don't blame people when they have money to fly private. If you had money, you would fly private.
Yeah, but it's not just because she has the means to do so. It's also because of her celebrity status. She can't be going on commercial flights and stuff like that.
No, but she can afford it.
And her plane is like ridiculous.
No offense. You might be really popular, but you can't afford a private jet every goddamn time. There's popular people that don't have that much money that have to fly commercial because you fly private, it costs you so much money, it's insane.
Well, she's making hundreds of millions of dollars just on this tour alone.
But it's not like she's flying private because of her popularity. She's flying private because she can afford it.
And she's a dedicated football wife. I mean, she's very stressed out with every play. Well, she
played it cool, man.
She
played it cool.
She played it cool. She's very emotional.
Cool. Is that weird? What did the Hall of Famers say about that?
I haven't asked him.
Okay, you guys don't have an opinion yet. You know,
I will find out.
Find out so you can have an opinion.
Kick her out of the game, Cam says.
No, we keep her in the game, man. And you know what? Every time they showed her, I was like, oh, she looks good. You know.
Oh,
and that's just our opinion on like the Putin thing. Like, I remember we interviewed somebody and people were like, "You'd interview Putin if you could." Fuck yeah, I'd interview goddamn Kim Jong-un. Hey, I want to interview that fat fuck.
Me too. And I want to.
And he's a better athlete than Andy. He's a scratch golfer. 10 hole-in-ones in a row.
Hey, can I bring
what
up?
A weirdo he is.
Can I bring up Pavel Buchnevich real quick because a lot of people are putting his name into trade speculation.
Yeah.
And listen, I get it because of his contract situation. You know, the Blues have him on a great contract, and you know he's had a terrific run here in St. Louis. And you know, who knows? Maybe he won't. Or they won't be able to pay him what he's going to want. But with that being said, he's got another year left on his deal after this year. And why would they trade him now? Like, they're trying to make the playoffs.
Oh, shit.
They're going to be in the playoffs, I think.
I think so,
I think they're going to make the playoffs. Yeah. And you want Pavel Buchnevich, your driver, one of your best leaders you have, and certainly best players that you have on your team. The trade involving a player with another year left on his contract can take place in the summer. Hell, it could even take place next season.
Yeah.
You know, when all the salary cap situation is kind of resolved, teams can kind of take a deep breath. You're dealing with more teams than what you're dealing with right now at the trade deadline, teams that are obviously looking to add. Now you open it up to all the teams at the draft or in the summer. So it doesn't even on the surface make sense to trade Pavel Buchnevich now. Does it mean that he won't be traded? No. Who knows who's going to get traded and who won't be? I will say this about Buchnevich. Is that he really likes it in St. Louis. I don't think he wants to be traded. I think he wants to stay here. I think he loves the fact that he's respected inside that dressing room. He's respected by the fan base. The organization respects him. He likes living here in St. Louis. He's got a great place in the Clayton area. And, you know, it's easy to get to point A and point B. His girlfriend likes it here when she comes and visits. I know his agent is obviously very supportive of the organization, man. Like, I don't think he's looking to jump ship and get out of here. So I think people are, you know, kind of maybe, you know, hitting the gas a little bit too soon here on this one. Although it doesn't mean that he won't be traded. Obviously, if you can't re-sign him and you know you're not going to be able to keep him, then that is certainly an option. But I don't think he wants to go anywhere right now. He's got a limited no-trade clause, I believe. And based on the position the Blues are in now, and based on what they're going to be able to get in return for him, I don't think the best time to trade him is now. You know, if you're way out of the playoffs,
no, dude, they're in the mix.
Then go ahead and move him and get your first-round pick or whatever you're looking for. But if you want to get the most value for Pavel Buchnevich, then I think you got to wait.
I know.
And let him do his thing in the playoffs, too, and let him, you know, help you advance in the playoffs if you're able to do so.
Yeah, no, the Blues need to make the playoffs, man. They do. They need the attention, the revenue.
He's not a depth defenseman, you know what I'm saying, or like a depth forward who you can just move on from.
He's our guy.
He's your driver, man.
Yes, he drives the play, dude. Big time, and they all look up to him.
As a winger. How many wingers drive their line? And I know he plays with Robert Thomas, who's a driver too. But I'm just saying, this guy on multiple nights,
you could see the respect that people have, the whole organization has for him. He's tough, man. He gets in there, he does his thing, dude. Yeah. He's grimy, goes in the net. He's got a good shot. Mm-hmm. You could play him anywhere.
So trading Pavel Buchnevich between now and March 6th?
No. Dude, you're in the mix.
Doesn't make sense to me.
You're in the mix right now.
Could they move him in the summer? I guess that's possible.
I thought the Blues were, and we're talking Blues heavy. My bad. It is what it is.
Well, dude, they're winning. They're playing all these Canadian teams. They're playing Toronto tonight,
I know.
too.
I'm doing like TSN out the wazoo today with Carlo.
Oh, good. Yeah, because they're playing Toronto tonight.
Yeah, 2 times, I think, in like a week or so.
Yeah, and then they come here.
Yeah.
Next Monday.
Cool.
Afternoon game.
So it's a big deal. No Morgan Rielly, though.
Ooh.
6 games he's probably going to get. It's happening tonight.
I think he'll get 6 games.
People, man. I'm just saying.
Although he may get more, he may get less. He'll get at least 5.
Yoink! But yeah, no. What about the Blues in Chicago again in the Winter Classic?
That's cool. Hey, I'm glad the Blues are going. I think it's great for the Blues. But I will say this, though. I'm a little surprised that the league, with Connor Bedard on the big stage, wouldn't want like a Bedard versus Crosby matchup or something like that. I think it's great the Blues are going. The Blues will bring fans there. They're going to bring a lot of attention.
Big time fans.
They always get great television ratings here locally. The television ratings were way down. You know, with the Seattle-Vegas game, the worst ever.
Oh, really?
Their ratings in that game were lower than Connor Bedard's first ever game against Crosby on TNT, I believe.
Yeah, where they took the face-off against each other.
Yeah. I mean, so the Winter Classic numbers were way down. So the NHL is trying to – but I would just think, like, Crosby versus Bedard is something the league would maybe –
or even Boston.
New York. But
But
I'm all for St. Louis playing in it, man. I think it's great.
We know. Toronto.
Just because, you know –
just put the biggest spotlight possible.
Put him against, like, a megastar, you know?
Even McDavid or MacKinnon.
Mm-hmm. But I'm all for the Blues going there, man. It's
hopefully, hopefully they have an alumni game.
Hey, listen, somebody was sent me a note and said, "Will you guys do a live show in Chicago?"
That'd be cool.
At the Winter Classic, and I'm like, you know what? We're gonna do that. If I can get Cam, Cam will say the night before that he'll do it, and then the next morning he'll be nowhere to be found.
I'm like one of the best. Am I a good teammate?
I tell people
pretty
you are.
Damn good teammate.
I tell people you are.
Think about that.
Yeah,
I'm always on time. You're fucking hard to deal with once in a while. It's all good. But you do a lot. So it makes up for it. But no, like anytime you need me anywhere. I fucked that part up. My bad on that.
Just take responsibility.
Well, really, like, is there anything else? Like, I've been pretty good on stuff, you know?
Yeah.
You need me for anything, dude. Yeah. Drop a hat, I'll do it.
You are, normally.
You know, bring the heat.
Unless it's something that takes you out of your box. You don't like to be out of your box.
Not really, but you do. Yeah.
But sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah, well, I drove all the way out here.
Anybody who's successful in life has had to do stuff out of the box.
I know, Andy. You think I want to move to Canada and live with an old couple and fight monsters every day? Wasn't easy.
No, but you had to do it.
I had to, baby. I had to live with a fucking 75-year-old couple.
Hey, real quick before we get to P.A Parenteau, who I was not calling.
It's all good.
I love his game, dude. Whose idea was it to have him on?
It's all good.
Whose idea was it to have him on?
Andy.
You didn't even know. I was like, text you. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna P.A Parenteau's coming on.
I know him. I played against him.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. You didn't. I wanted him on. I have a lot of respect for this guy.
Yeah. No, he's totally cool.
And I knew he was cool as shit too.
Yeah. Totally cool guy.
Yeah. And a great career, man. Like when you think about the career as a whole, what he had to endure.
Yep.
Like, why wouldn't his agent? I just don't know why they don't like force. Like, you're so good in you can play in the NHL, but you couldn't play in the NHL in that organization because the Rangers were so deep.
Yeah, they were loaded.
They're loaded.
Pavel Bure.
They got Gaborik. They got Yager, Shanahan. They had all these guys at the time
loaded with
just loaded. So we got to get you to a different organization to get you in the NHL, man.
Yeah.
But the Arizona Coyotes, man.
They're the most embarrassing. I hate it because I love Clayton Keller, dude. Mm-hmm. We were going to post a clip of him dominating in the All-Star game. He's got a cool vibe, dude. He's got the look. He's fun to watch. Mm-hmm. But he's got
that Batman Rolex.
That organization is the worst organization in sports.
In sports?
What's worse?
There isn't
Name me one.
There isn't one.
No. Name me one in the top 4 in North America. Name me one. What's a worse organization than them? They play in front of 4,000 people.
No, they don't.
No, 3,500 people.
They have a 4,000-seat arena.
Andy, it's embarrassing.
Hey, Marty Walsh, this guy from the PA, you stay on their ass, man.
Get on them.
And I heard, that the league is on their ass too every single day, man. They want updates. The PA wants updates.
Yeah.
Where we at?
What's going on?
And I reported last week, and this is coming to a head. Now that the Super Bowl is behind us, I would expect some type of announcement coming very soon. Whether the team says, okay, we have this plot of land, but just by you can't just say they got to have like signed, sealed, and delivered. Like
Andy, there's land over here.
Yeah,
there's land over there.
Not something you're looking at. Not something that you're saying, hey, we may have it. No, it's got to be like closed on. So I don't see us getting to that point. I feel like the NHL they're at their wits' end, and it's not the NHL, it's the owners. They're not making the owners in the league any money. So when you're not making any money for the rest of the owners, and you've got another place, a viable option,
you're a misfit.
Which they have now in Salt Lake City, I think it's only a matter of time before we get some type of announcement. We'll see what that announcement says, whether there's an actual deadline in place that you have to have a deal closed by then. And listen, real estate is so expensive in Arizona. Just like it is everywhere nowadays, but Arizona is certainly expensive. I mean, you got to make that real commitment. I'm not so sure the current ownership group in Arizona is truly willing to make that commitment to finance this thing themselves, put down well over $100 million just to secure the land before you even build the arena.
Oh, God.
Okay? And, so that we've been going through this long enough. And Arizona, he's got their, Twitter account and everything. Everybody's like, hey, we got a big announcement coming. Something's coming. It's like, you're almost making it worse. I think they should probably just stay quiet, not say much, allow the ownership group, whatever they got to do behind the scenes, try to work this out. I think one option is for the league to buy the team from this current ownership group and then eventually sell it to the ownership group in Seattle or whatever. Yeah. So
gotta do something, man. It's embarrassing. It's bad. Bad.
Yeah.
Not good for the league.
PA.
Let's go.
P.A Parenteau, baby.
Yeah. Cool cat.
Brought to you by First Form and firstform.com, baby. I tell people to download the app. One thing that I love about the app, Cam, is that if you're in this situation where you're like, okay, when do I have to weigh myself? When do I need to check out how many steps I put in that day? What do I need to do next as part of this program? It gives you an alert. It tells you what to do.
Yeah, dude.
Tells you what to do.
And they got everything. And my everyday with First Form, as I get up and I mix in the water with their rehydration packet. I smash that. I take all these protein sticks. I have 20 grams of protein in them because I don't want to eat a big meal before I do radio and then come here. I can't just smash a fucking burger or whatnot. So I just kind of pick on this stuff all day, man, and it's damn good. Mm-hmm. And I do the level 1 protein, mix that with different frozen fruit that Kate makes me in the morning. So I sip on that on my way to my 45-minute drive to the studio. Sip that bad boy, get a little bit more hungry throughout the day. Smash these bad boys. 20 grams of protein makes you horny, which I like. Kind of that means you're alive a little bit.
I
Andy.
would say the level 1, Cam. You certainly don't need to mix it with fruit and add additional calories and whatever else you're doing. Like, I mean, you can if you want, but I just drink the shake. Like, you just drink the shake, you know.
You can
I
do what
get
you
that
want.
red velvet
Everybody's
cake warmer.
different.
You know, you just drink the shake, and it gives you a ton of protein, like 50 grams of protein, I think, in 2 scoops.
Yeah, dude.
And
You need a lot of protein.
you're
throughout
good
the
to
day.
go. So, like, I wouldn't mix it with juice. I wouldn't mix it with fruit. That's just me. But
That's
if
Andy.
you want
a body like Andy, listen to him. The Hall of Famers are telling him what to do.
The Formula 1 is another option, which is what you take after you work out.
Yeah.
I always tell people that the level 1 starts with L, so that's more of a lifestyle. You can have it anytime. Formula 1 starts with a P for post-workout, Cam.
Yeah, no, I know, but that coats my stomach in the morning.
Yeah.
Like I'll have my coffee and I'll just sip the level
Just
1.
the shake will coat
Yeah, no,
it too,
but I put a little bit more stuff in there because I'm a big guy,
Mm-hmm.
and so like I'll just sip it and it just coats and that gives me energy, and I just feel good.
Yoink!
You know, find something. You can find something, Andy.
You know what else I find?
What?
Collagen.
Mm-hmm. Kate loves that.
That's
shit.
one of the most popular items they have,
Yep.
and it's on I have my Stricky's favorites, you know?
Yeah.
I've got the Opti greens. I do the greens and the fruits. I mix them both together, man. If you know deep down, and listen, all y'all know, because you're working, shit kickers out there doing their thing, you don't have time to like make sure you're getting all the fruits and vegetables, your daily required.
Just crush that, dude.
Dude, just mix the fruits and greens. It's so easy. Microfactor, the vitamins.
You got it all, boom.
Get
you
all of it.
smash that
Now,
mug, dude.
listen, 110% money back guarantee.
That's a big deal. It's a big deal.
You heard what I said, 110% money back guarantee. 30-day free trial in the First Form app with the first-time purchase. So when you buy it for the first time, you get that 30-day free trial in the First Form app with your first-time purchase, because the app does cost a little bit of money. You're getting it for free, man, to check it out for 30 days, which you got to love that. And I gave you my favorite items, man. So check it out. Firstform.com/CamandStrict. You got to use our link. If you can't remember our link, you can message me. You can message Cam. Firstform.com/CamandStrict.
Easy peasy, baby.
What is it again?
Firstform.com/CamandStrict. Check that bad boy out. What's up?
Thank you, Cam.
What's up?
What's up?
Yoink.
Thank you for doing that. IRC, man, you just talked about the Illinois Recovery Center, 888-743-0971. Cam, I am so happy you went out there to talk with them.
Sometimes you got to take care
of
of
business. I wish you'd
business.
bring me with you one of these days.
Sometimes you got to take care of business when business calls, just like you said, Andy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to go out there and take care of business. You know
I
what
love that.
Yeah, but like I'm good at that stuff, man. Like I'm fucking good at.
Are you
going
to take me with you next time? Give me a heads
you'll
up.
be a goddamn distraction. And I watch like Eric Conley and Chrissy when we're there, dude. We're talking to people the whole time. Like they.
Are you going from like room to room to room?
No,
what are you
man,
doing?
they're all outside. It was actually a really beautiful day.
Like they know you're coming type situation.
No, they didn't know I was coming. Yeah, actually they did.
Like it's not set up like we have a speaker coming today.
No.
Okay.
It's very just informal. Just go do your
Chill,
thing.
yeah.
Talk to everybody. Everybody's outside. They're playing bags or they're sitting on a chair getting some sun, man. Because when you're down and out and you're fucking,
sun is everything.
Because you're so low, dude. Like your vitamins just suck out of you whenever you're fucked up like that, dude. And you're going through rehab. So they're taking in the sun. They're happy. And I saw the different phases with guys, you know, and girls. Like meaning, you had the guy in the corner over there that was really bad. He just got out of fucking
not talking.
He's not talking to anybody. But then all of a sudden he came over and he felt a little better. And I talked to him. I know. I look in his eyes. I just know exactly.
How old was he? You think?
25. You know, young kids, some older guys too. And but then you had guys that are 30 days in. They're about to leave. They're happy. They feel great. They're ready to go see their family. There's some guys that are like, I want to stay longer.
Really?
Yes, I want to stay longer. Like I'm not there yet. I want to stay longer. It's just everybody's different, but damn, they do a damn good job, and there's a lot going on. And I ask them, like, when you hire people, it's tough to hire people right now. Like if you own a business, a construction business, people are fucking flaky as shit. But in that particular sector, all the people that work there are dedicated so much. Why? Because either they went through it, their family went through it, and they're like, no, I want to help. So the people that they hire are just so fucking awesome They are legit. They know exactly what's going on, and they do a damn good job. Right there in Swansea, Illinois. IRC, baby. Let's go.
IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com is the website. And message us, man. We'll get you in touch with Chrissy and Eric, man. They are the real deal.
They are the real deal.
The real deal,
They
man.
do a damn good job, man.
Yes, they do.
They do. I saw the difference. I'm telling you, they'll get you right.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to go home and you're going to want to fucking take first form stuff. You're going to want to grab the day and fucking do shit and get back to your business, get back to your family.
Right.
You're emotional again.
Yes.
IRC, check it out. Message me if you want. I'll help you out. I talked to a guy 2 nights ago for a half hour. He's got his buddy who's fucked up, losing his family. And I go, call me real quick. What's going on with him? He gave me his number. I'm going to call him and just make sure he's in the right fucking,
I got you.
You know.
Oh, good. You got his number and everything?
It's fucking sad, dude.
Yeah.
It makes me fucking cry.
Hey, but,
it does.
But know that you're helping people, dude. It's like, remember what I said, man? You talk to people, you got to pump their tires.
I'm good at it, dude.
Feel good about that?
Because I'm real with you, man. I'm like, what are you taking? What are you fucking taking? No. Tell me exactly what's going on. Okay, you're okay with this. Mm-hmm. What about this? And they'll explain. I'm like, this is what you need to do. A lot of it boils down to Suboxone, too. We'll get into that some other day, but that saved my life, Suboxone.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to get off of that too.
Before,
but it just shuts off your fucking endorphins that crave that kind of stuff. So, all right, get a hold of me if you want. Love you guys.
Bellman and Bellman.com, Cam. At Bellman, you get what?
Swinging dicks. God, that's annoying. Swinging their dick around, taking advantage of guys like Andy. Well, they're like, and he's like, I'll buy that. No, not at Bellman. They come out like, what do you guys want? They're very nice. Like your girl can go there and order a car. No one's going to take advantage of you. Your credit, they're going to take care of your credit, man. I get it, dude. Sometimes you fucking forget to pay a bill. Shit, I was making a ton of money and I forgot to fucking pay a bill here and there and my credit got fucked. Like it happens, dude. It happens. They'll take care of you at Bellman. No swinging dicks. They don't take advantage of you.
Buick GMC on one side of the street. On the other side, it's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram.
Hell
Get something in time for the spring. Located where, Cam?
Troy, Missouri.
If your credit's shitty, no problem. They take everybody.
They take everybody, dude. They'll work.
If you have a used car and you're like, nobody wants this, guess what? Somebody does.
They'll fucking tag it. Man, God damn it, dude. Turn that off.
I got they're calling me with my results.
With,
yeah. So I can't wait to hear my results.
Good.
Keep going. We'll talk about that next time.
We'll keep going. Bellman.
At Bellman, you get
swinging dicks.
Say hi to Danny boy.
Danny, what's up, homie?
And Kenny.
Goddamn, boy.
And Dale.
Tell your brother Dale I said hey.
P.A Parenteau. Dude, what a career. Scored some huge goals, man. Played in his hometown.
Andy. You don't like Andy that much?
That's not true, dude. He's my guy. He's got a golf app coming out, too, man.
I know. You chirped me for asking about the golf app.
No, Cam was just going to do an hour on the golf app.
Talk about his diving.
He's like, okay, are we ever going to...
Talk about his diving.
Cam's like, are we ever going to, not...
No, he wanted
Are we just going to talk about the... And PA is like, okay, let's move on.
No, to his business? I think he liked that.
I'm like, yeah,
no,
but
let's move on. Let's move on to his diving.
No, it's not there
Let's
yet.
move on to where
let's
his tone
talk about
changed.
his great career.
Yeah, don't worry about his app that he's making money off
Enjoy
of.
this, man. P.A Parenteau, man. Awesome conversation on the Cam and Strick podcast. Brought to you by First Form, baby. The Cam and Strick podcast is brought to you by First Form, baby. Use our link and do it today. www.firstform.com/camandstrick.
Get jacked now. They are the real deal.
Get that protein, check out the apparel, eat those bars, and drink those energy drinks. Firstform.com/camandstrick.
Yeah.
Now on to the interview.
What's up, man? Look at the snow in the background. Look at the snow, baby.
It's sad here, boys. Whew.
When's the last time you went outside?
Yeah.
I went outside today and I fucking regretted it right away.
You're not used to that though? So how much snow? What's the weather up there?
It's like Montreal, like not as much as a little crazier than Toronto. I mean, it's not great. But I travel. I don't stay here. I go to Florida and I'm going back to Montreal tomorrow for business. It's always nice to get the fuck out of here, really.
What kind of business we talking about? First off, how'd you land in Moncton? I know you played 1 year a junior. Is that like, why'd you settle there?
Married a girl from there.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
So what's the business in Montreal? They just bring you back. You're like, you were a really good hockey player, and so we just need you to come back. We're gonna pay you just to be in our city because you played hockey.
I got involved in a golf application. And it's launching in a couple of months. So I'm doing a little business in Montreal, trying to get things going with marketing and stuff. And I'm doing that all weekend, so it should be fun. Should be nice.
So what else you got going? Like, what do you do all day, man? Are you traveling a lot? Like, are you kind of like, it's up to you? You can whatever the weekend is, you can adjust and do whatever you want.
No, I got a son, so it takes half my time. I'm divorced now. I play a little golf simulator. I got involved in a few businesses. Trying to stay in shape. Not saying as jack as you, but trying to stay lean and trying to be a little healthy here. But it's life's been pretty good to me since I've retired, to be honest. And but now I'm trying to. I want to get more involved. I want to find a little more of a purpose, and I think things are looking up for me right now. And with this little golf application, and with my son too, he's getting older. I'm coaching his hockey team, so it's keeping me busy as well. So I can't complain.
What do you mean though? Live golf app? Like, what does that mean?
Well, I just invested in a golf application, like an app. It's going to launch. Like golf now, in the States. We're going to try to do that in Canada. So there's a bunch of guys.
What is Golf Now? Is that like the place where they have all those golf simulators? You can go in there?
No. It's Golf Now is more like where you can book tee times and stuff like that.
Yeah. For all the
that's more the business plan. It's more like booking tee time. You gotta get involved with courses and stuff, and that's where the marketing comes into play. And that's what I'm going to do all weekend. Going to meet the boys that I invested with, and should be a good weekend.
Nice. It's always fun to team up with golf partners too, because golf is always in the mix. But yeah, you got the little app, and that's where you log on if you're with a country club, and you get your tee time. So is yours like different? So you're like, okay, is it different in any way than the normal ones at country clubs?
Yeah, I think it's different. It's more volume. It's going to be more in Quebec, more in Ontario, and it's going to be like you can book your tee time easily and stuff like that. It's going to be to simplify things for the golfer. The golfer that wants to play in a lot of courses, not just one courses. The golfer that wants to evolve and wants to play more courses.
You have any more questions about the app here?
I'm just asking.
Enough with the app here.
No shit.
He's got like 20. He wants to talk about that for the next hour. We can just talk about that the whole time. Hey, how old's your kid?
My kid's 10. He's trying to get into hockey a little more and more, and it's fun to see. At first, he was not that involved, and now I'm coaching his team this year, and it's been great. It's been fun. He's getting better, and he's starting to get passionate even. So it's fun for a dad to see that for a former NHL player. I never pushed him in any kind of form, but right now I'm seeing it in his eyes, and it's fun. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, so now then you're gonna start pushing, like, and it's okay to push, man. Like if he loves it,
he
wants to be pushed.
I didn't want to be that. I didn't want to be that dad, but I might start pushing just a bit.
Yeah,
just a bit.
Yeah. Is he good, man? Like he plays at a high level and everything, or no?
No, he doesn't. He plays house league, but he's getting better. Like I said, this year's really the year where he's really starting to like it, and for that, it's fun to see that for former NHL player, like I said.
Oh, I bet.
Is he just skating? Like, do you have like a little area for him to like shoot pucks and all that stuff at home?
We do. We have like a river right here where we can skate and stuff. It's beautiful. Maybe show you right here.
Look at that.
Look at that, baby. Oh, wow, dude.
That's monkey.
Oh, that's
nice.
beautiful.
That's monkey, baby.
Yeah, it's right on the river. The weather's pretty shit right now, but it's nice. It's good for the kids in the neighborhood. That you take care of it here, and I don't have to do anything. I just skate on it with him, and he's asking to go outside all the time, and I'm just gonna follow him and start pushing him a little bit.
Is it scary by the river though? Like if he's on the river all the time, like do you drill down, know exactly what's going on? Because the river.
It's not very. But it's not very deep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's super shallow, so it's like there's no danger or anything like this. It freezes quick, and that's it.
How long does it stay frozen? Like, how does that work? Like, once it's frozen over, like in your winters, man, it just stays frozen for months at a time. Like when school's out today, will there be kids out there skating after school today?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, it's there's not that many houses in the woods here, but like there's a lot of kids and stuff. So there'll be kids skating, and once it's frozen in Canada, it's pretty much good to go. Like it's not you won't see the water till March. So there's no like security wise, safety wise, it's pretty good for the kids. Yeah. No stress
are you
there.
like people know who you are in Moncton? Like you walk around, people are like, "Hey, PA."
Yeah.
Hey, Pa.
Hey, Pa. No. You know what? It's a different mentality. I'm from Quebec and Montreal. I still get recognized there, and I still it's a bigger deal over there. I feel like the people in New Brunswick are more like they give you your space. It's a different mentality. Like if I go to the grocery store in Montreal, people just come talk to me about hockey, and it's just like they expect me to talk hockey with them. Like
PA, tell us about the power play.
Yeah,
what do you think about the power play?
Yeah, that was 5 years ago, bud.
But I bet you a lot of people are coming to you like with business ideas and whatnot. Some people are like, I'm good on that, but I bet you that happens all the time.
It's the entitlement is pretty crazy when it comes to that. Like, I don't see that where I live here. Like, it's more quiet. I like that here. It's like I got my boys I play golf with. I got my son. It's the river. It's really good. It's nice to get away. I go to Florida. I try to move as much as I can, but I like to come back here and have that peace of mind too. Which is really nice. But Montreal it's never going to be like that. That place is insane. Once you play for the Habs, once you play one game, they'll know you for life. And it was a dream come true, though. It was amazing. I only played 1 year there, but it was great. And the fans are so knowledgeable and amazing. Sometimes they get a little overboard, obviously, but I'm going there this weekend, and I'm sure I'll run into some people that's going to talk hockey to me at the grocery store or at the bar or wherever I go. Probably the bar.
Wear your jersey around.
Yeah, wear your jersey around. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Hey, you remember me, guys?
Yeah.
It's me, Paul.
Hey, do they speak French in Moncton?
They do. Not as much as Montreal, but it's a bilingual province.
Okay.
It's I would say like probably 30-70.
All right.
Yeah, French but everyone speaks English, contrary to Quebec, where a lot of people don't speak English. So it's a different vibe. It's a different vibe. It's nice to go back and forth.
Oh yeah.
What do you like? Do you when you go down to Florida? You got a boat down there? Do you take the boat on the river? Are you an outdoorsy guy? Do you kill animals? I'm just curious.
No, I'm a golf guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, golf all the way. That's it's my passion. And I mean, I wish I was a little better, but I'm working. I try to get better, and it's something I've. What's that?
What handicap?
Handicap wise, I'd say probably it's 5, 6. More 6. More of a 6. Yeah.
That's pretty, dude. That's perfect for tournaments. You probably get invited everywhere. You know what I mean?
I got some good connections in Florida and stuff. Like it's nice, but with my son being here, he's only 10. I can't really spend as much time as I want there, but I still go and have some friends that live in Delray and some friends in Jupiter as well. So I got some good connections to play golf, and it's nice to get away though. Like the winters are pretty harsh here. Like, are you guys in St. Louis?
Yeah,
obviously. Yeah,
55 degrees right now.
But yeah, see, like,
and the river's not frozen.
We skated on the river growing up here, and we almost drowned.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, although it was frozen like 2 weeks ago. I mean, we had like an ice storm. It gets, it stays frozen for a couple of days. Hey, who you golfing down with from Florida? Like Josie Theodore and all those guys?
Trump.
No, Trump. Not the Trump. No. Remember, guys, I golfed once with. Remember Dave Boland?
Oh yeah,
London Knight.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Played with him in Norfolk back in the days in the fucking jungle. Yeah, and he's a great kid. He invited me to his course, Adios, and it's super. How do you say that? Like, it's tough to get in anyways.
Fancy,
baby. Fancy. And it was great though. It was amazing. And I had a couple other connections. And Florida's nice. You guys go there once in a while? Or
man, I love Florida.
If people from Missouri go down to the Destin area, which is kind of like the 30A down there and whatnot.
Marco Island, all that. But like,
okay.
I like Miami. Personally,
too much.
Like,
it's still too much for me too. It's just
is it?
Yeah, Andy loves Andy likes the bright lights and the
No,
spectacle.
it's not even
okay,
that.
okay.
But there's listen.
You like the champagne and the
Yeah,
the
we
booze-
walk
and the
in
booze.
like
Hey.
I'm here.
Yeah,
Hey,
I own a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Hey, you guys want to talk hockey?
Yeah.
I know the draft picks.
Yeah, no. But like, I like Florida. Florida's cool.
Fuck
A lot of guys
yeah.
going down there. Dave Bolin, man, he got paid, right? By Chicago, maybe? Who paid him?
Did he ever? Then he never really played for them.
Yeah, I know. He won a cup though, right?
Yeah, no, not in Florida. He won a cup in Chicago.
In Chicago, that's what I mean. Yeah.
He had a great career. Just got cut short by injuries, but he's a really good dude.
Hey, what was life like for you growing up, man, in Montreal? Were you just like hockey crazy? Was it all about hockey?
I think it was, yeah. I mean, I was really always passionate from a really young age. I grew up in this little town called Boucherville. It's near Montreal, 15 minutes away. I was all hockey. I was okay, but I wasn't that great when I was young. I was never I didn't make the AA team my first year, so I was kind of a late bloomer playing hockey a little bit. I did spend a lot of time in the minors too, like six years before I made it.
Oh, dude.
So
crazy.
that's I was always a late bloomer, everything I did. So I'm hoping for golf this will be the case as well.
Maybe you'll be on the PGA Tour in like 20 years from now.
I don't think so, but fuck, that'd be amazing. Best.
Yeah, you rode the bus, man. You did grind it, dude.
Oh, I did ride the pine bike there, and I had a great time though. It was like, looking back at it, like last 2-3 years that I played, I was complaining the whole time in the back of the bus, like I should be in the NHL drinking my Bud Light in the back of the bus.
Yeah.
But I was like, looking back at it, it was a great life experience. Taught me a lot, persevered a lot too. So it was a great experience. 6.5 years is a long time though to be in the minors and to make the NHL. I was starting to be identify as an AHL player towards the end, but I just made it on time with the Rangers, and I stuck with it. So I'm proud of that part of my career. Yeah.
I know, man. I mean, sometimes they just don't know what they have. It's right place, right time. I think it's up to the agents a lot of times, man, because if you're in an organization where you know that you're better than the American League, but the NHL roster is so stacked that there's just no spot for you, and there's not going to be any spot that opens up, man, they got to get you out of there into a different organization,
And it's a perfect example. In those days, I was stuck with the Hartford Wolfpack, and the whole team upstairs was Shanahan, Gaborik, Straka, Jagger. Like, for me to crack that top 6 or top 9 was like imaginable. Like, and there was some injuries, and I finally got my shot. Played the last 30 games of the year there. Signed with the Islanders the next year, and I got out of the jungle, pretty much.
Dude, what were you thinking? Because you spent so much time in the minors, man. You signed that one big ticket, right? A 4-year deal. You get $16 million, whatever. Were you? And I know you were getting some one-way deals down in the minors and still making a little bit of money, but you signed that. Were you just like, damn? Was it emotional for you because you spent so much time grinding it out, man? Did you ever see something like that happening for you?
I lost faith. Like the last 2 years, I was on one-way deals. That's what they were telling me. Like, you'll be our first call up. You'll take care of, you'll be our player in Hartford. I was like, okay. Like, they gave me a one-way deal to play in the minors. I couldn't say, like, if they didn't do that though, I would have went to Europe and I would have never played in the NHL. So it's a really fine line. I got lucky that way, but I did still stuck with the plan, and I played really well in the AHL too my last 3 years. So I was working really hard, and I got rewarded at the end.
Yeah, what a difference though in the minors. I know baseball is different too. Baseball could be worse, but like when you play in the minors and you're playing in all those different areas, especially out east and stuff like that, maybe there's 500 people, maybe there's 5,000. You're traveling differently, but once you get called up, especially like to the Rangers, like what a fucking difference in everything.
Oh, buddy, from Hartford to MSG, I don't think there's a better drastic like change for a hockey player.
I know.
And it's only 2 hours away.
Yep. Different world.
Like, I remember my first game in MSG. I was like, what? Like, you got to adjust here. You got to settle your fucking mind. Like, you're playing in front of, like, literally, you said it, 500 people in Hartford on a good night. Great building, but like no fans. And then you get to the Big Apple, and you you're saucing the puck with Jagger and Shanahan, and you're just like, oh, okay, like this is big league. Like, and I lived that, and I was like I wasn't a first round pick by any stretch of things, but it was. I remember that moment, my first few games there, and Torts was the coach too. He was like, I really liked him. I enjoyed him, but like he was on different level too. Like he was coaching in the Big Apple too back in those days. Like he was, that chin up.
What do you mean? Explain that. Like explain Torts.
No, but like
in the Big
Torts
Apple.
Torts was great, but like Torts has a presence.
Yeah.
He has that presence, just like Jagger did, Shanahan did. Even back in those days, he was younger, but he still had that presence. So, like the head coach was a big deal. All those players were big deals, and I was like coming from Hartford, like. It was. I remember that those 30 games were amazing, but I started getting comfortable after a week or two, and then you feel like you're part of the team, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I belong here, But it's like, and then you get your chest a little more up, and then
you're right.
There you go, and then you're part of the team, So
I might go out tonight.
Yeah, I might.
Hey, let me ask you. I might go out a little bit. Hey, let me ask you. So Torts, like you got some big dogs on that team with big personalities. Yeah. Like did Torts and Yogs? I play with Yogs too, man. I know how he can get. So did they ever go after each other? Did they go at it on the bench? Maybe a couple times in the locker room where Yogs had to go in the office and tell him you got a day off or whatnot.
You know what? I don't remember Yogs that much. I don't even know if he might have been injured too. Like I remember Gabrick was kind of the guy too. He was like really in his prime, and Torts was really. It was this guy when I was there. I remember he was like double shifting him, like every ozone draw. Like those were back, and we didn't have any fourth lines. Like you didn't play your fourth lines back then, right? Yeah. These guys were just playing. I was like, holy fuck, you're gonna kill this guy! Like he was playing him. Lundqvist was in net too. He was close to his prime. He was in his prime now. So we had a great squad. We just knocked into the playoffs. That's not true. We just missed the playoff against Philly. I scored in a shootout, and then I think Giroux scored or somebody else scored, and we were battling against Philly. We missed the playoff, and it was kind of a big deal that squad missed the playoff, right? Yeah. So they were making some changes that summer and stuff. That's when I sided with the Islanders. But I don't remember like guys really running. No one was really running towards a show, right? Like it was his show. It was his team, and but I really enjoyed playing for him. It wasn't a long time, but he enjoyed me as a player. I think Torts really respects skills player. Really respects like if you put an honest effort. But he'll let you know. He's kind of like Babcock in that way back in the days. Like these guys, they're really smart. They're smart coaches. But they're not. There's no bullshit. You knew exactly where you stood with those guys, and I appreciated those guys. I had Babs in Toronto. I know he's went through he's went through a tough time in his career and stuff. But like I enjoyed Babs. I thought and Torch as well. But these guys were tough, but you know where you stood.
Yeah, man. I mean, they're old school, but like, but the difference is when we have guys that come on who play for Torts, they kind of say what you said about Torts, and the guys who play for Babs don't speak nearly as highly of them. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference.
It's all about adjusting yourself to the time. That's what Babs couldn't do. He couldn't help himself. Yeah.
No, he couldn't.
Torts did.
Let me ask you, so like you've played for so many different teams and whatnot. Like, what was the worst experience you had? It could be in the minors or an NHL or wherever, but what was the worst experience?
Worst experience.
Montreal.
Yeah. I just didn't see eye to eye with the coach back there, but he's a good coach. He was a proven. It was Michel Terrier. I don't know if you guys remember him.
Yeah, man. Oh,
God, yeah.
People didn't like him in Pittsburgh either, man.
No. But I mean, he had his ways. He was tough. He was tough. But kind of more of a mean way.
Yeah.
I ran into him last summer. We're good. He's not coaching anymore. I was kind of happy to say hi to him and stuff. But we didn't see eye to eye when I was in Montreal. I had a really bad concussion too. The worst experience I had in pro hockey was hockey-wise was Montreal. It's too bad because it was my hometown and I really want to do well. It's probably my only like so season that I ever had in hockey. So it was kind of it was tough to swallow, but looking back at it, it is what it is. But yeah, I wish I would have probably had a different coach,
Hey, so what's
and
it like
to enjoy Montreal better.
Oh
Huh?
yeah, but like a French kid to go play there, because you grew up. Obviously, I'm sure you're idolizing the Montreal Canadiens. So I'm sure you're excited. I mean, to go there's got to be a dream come true. But is it way more challenging than you thought it would be? Did that lead to maybe you not performing as well in terms of the outside pressure? Like, what was it?
Yeah, I have my share of responsibilities for not having that good a year. Trust me, like it was on me as well. Uh, it's exactly what I thought it was going to be. A lot of pressure. Family, friends, really close. That makes it weird. Like it's like every night you have to take care of the tickets. Like, and I was only there for 1 year, so it was all in one year. If I would have probably learned how to deal with it. If I was been there longer, 3, 4, 5 years, you adjust. I had 1 year and I wanted to fit it all in, right? And that's probably why it didn't go as well too. But the French media were great with me. They were super respectful, and I, because you hear rumors sometimes with the media, they just pile on you. Even if I wasn't performing at the level I was supposed to, they were really nice to me. The fans as well, but you'd still feel it. Especially when you underperform in your own city, you're like you do feel it. It was probably the worst feeling of my life. Yeah.
Damn.
So what's the difference between Michel Therrien and Torts and Babcock? Like, what did he do differently, though? I'm just curious because I heard the same shit you did from all kinds of tough guys, all kinds of different guys. But what's the difference between those three then?
I don't want to say it, but I don't know. I mean, Torts and Babs are like they were structure, and Babs really didn't know how to deal with personality, but his system was like it was working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was really good. I'm not saying that Shelterian's system was bad by any means, stretch of the imagination, but Mike was just running guys by scaring them. That was way more old school, back in the Quebec junior major, like, like fighting, scaring guys, like you're not performing. Like it was more like it wasn't right, but it was the way it was done back then. So, and that's how he coached his whole career. So, looking back at it, I'm like, that's probably also why I didn't perform, because there's a lot of guys that don't respond well to this kind of behavior. I was one of them. I never really enjoyed like being scared or in that way, but I think Michel Therrien still had a good career as a coach, and I still respect him.
So what about a guy like Patty Waugh? Like, because he's just trying to find his way, but you guys, listen, it is what it is. I mean, they were winning, you were hurt, you come back in, you're not getting played, healthy scratch, whatever. They do the trade to Montreal for Danny Briere. He wasn't getting along with Michel Therrien either, so he's going the other way, man. So describe what it was like playing for like a legendary, like larger than life figure, because he's even different than Torts and Babcock in the sense that he's like an iconic, presence as a player.
I grew up idolizing him.
Yeah, I bet.
Like those were my years where I was like the Habs were just like, and I never really met him. He comes into the room. I had a great year the year before. Like I was top scorer of the Avs, but we finished last in the league, so there was a lot of changes coming my way, and I knew it too. So Pat got hired. I had a great start. We drafted MacKinnon. I played with him on the line. I had Duchesne, O'Reilly, Landeskog. I had great line mates. It was amazing. We started really hot. Then I got hurt too, my knees, Colorado, and then some other guys took my spot, and the team stayed out. Kind of lost my spot. It's kind of tough year. Then me and Patty, my two French coaches that I had, I didn't see eye to eye with them. Any other coach I had, it was great. These two, couldn't deal with them.
I was going to ask you that, man. You think French?
I admitted that before, and it is what it is. But those are very strong personality. I'm a strong personality as well when it comes to when I'm in the room and when I play hockey. So I think that's what happened there, and I have my share of responsibility in both situations. I'll tell you.
Do you think French coaches treat French players differently?
No, that's not the case. No, it was just a isolating situation in both cases. Like there's some really good French coaches out there, really, really good, and I don't think they treat French player different. No.
When MacKinnon showed up, were you like, what is this guy? Like,
yeah.
like
he struggled.
What is
but
he?
I have a funny story. I have a funny story about him. He struggled out of the gate though.
Yeah.
I can't first 30. Then he got kind of hot towards the year, and then we played Minnesota in the playoff, and then he became this monster. He was angry at the ice, and I was like, "Who is this guy, guys?" Like it was just he was playing a different game, and to this day, it did this. Like it's like you watch him on TV, it's like, oh, like who's this guy? Like it's mean, right?
Yeah,
it's strong. It's like who skates that hard? Like I don't know.
Andy,
because it was pretty impressive.
yeah, I do. No, he's different, man. I mean, there's some guys that fall in that category, but he definitely would. Hey, did you have Babcock? It's always interesting, man. I'm thinking about like your minor league career, like the NHL team that in the organization you were with, like even when you came in with Anaheim in the 9th round, which like there's not even such thing as a 9th round anymore. Like it ends after 7. So, but you're a 9th round
Thanks for reminding me.
Hey, but they had to have had like Getzlaf and Perry. They were probably coming in around the same time, right? Like was Babcock in the Ducks organization then?
Well, was he ever? He was the coach. I had 5 training camps with them. I never played a game for them. He was the coach the whole time.
Really?
Yeah. I dealt with him my first 3. So he just got out of Cincinnati, and I got in Cincinnati 2 years after I got to Cincinnati and their farm team for the Mighty Ducks. And he was the coach at camp, and he was always really vocal with me too. He was like, PA, like, you're not strong enough. You got to get stronger. When I was like 17, 18, 19. And then my first year in the AMAB, he was a coach too. And then I got him, he was my coach in Toronto, and I was towards the end of my career, and we got along really good. We didn't have a very good squad, so he was not like pushing it as hard. Like we were trying to bail to get Matthews, right? So it was kind of an off year in Toronto. But he sat me down and he told me, he's like, PA, I'm really proud of you. He's like, all those years I had you in Anaheim, never thought you'd be an NHL player.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thanks, Mike. And then he's like, "Can I see your phone, please?"
But it wasn't a funny way, and super like he was kind of like embracing the fact that I made it, like without him thinking I was going to make it.
He's not good at compliments. A lot of those coaches.
Yeah, it was kind of a backing compliment, but yeah, that's what he does.
What about the hardest training camp? Like, does Torts put that on?
Yeah, I was there. Rangers, two of them.
He's the hardest. He's a nightmare.
Nightmare.
Okay.
Nightmare. It's everything you read about it or everything you heard about it is true. It's even worse. There's 15 laps, and like you're like straight legging it the whole time. He's watching you, and all the scouts, all the coaches, like they're loving it too. We're just suffering on the ice. I can't believe still running that training camp, but it worked for them this year. Huh? They turned it around pretty.
Won the other night.
Didn't see that one coming.
They lost 5, I think, and they won the other night. But you dealt with everybody. 5, huh? Yeah,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Who? Philly?
Yeah, they were struggling for. But what about Lou? You dealt with Lou as well too, Lou Lamoriello.
Yeah, and Toronto. Toronto as well. Yeah, him and Baz were together in Toronto. That was a
How was that connection?
That was a 1-2 punch.
Oh shit!
And Dubas.
And Dubas.
Was Kyle Dubas there? Just like
he was there. He was waiting. He was waiting in the weeds.
Crunching numbers together and things. What a tandem that is. Babcock and Lou.
But again, Lou is great too. He's like, he's very intimidating to deal with because you hear so many stories or so many things, and it's just that little guy who's straight, who'll look you right in the eyes. But he was really nice to me. He was very professional, and he was honest, and I respected them in Toronto. They did a good job there.
Yeah.
So you would have missed. You didn't have Matthews. Like Marner wouldn't have been there. Who was there?
Marner,
Kadri.
I had a training camp with Marner.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you think he was special when you saw Marner for the first time?
I think he was hurt. I think he was hurt. Yeah, he was so. I think he was so skinny too. He was so small. I remember. But wow, what a career so far, huh?
Oh yeah. Hey, how was Kadri?
Kadri was great. He was my friend when we played there. It was great. Yeah, he was in his 8As. He's a good player. You know, he's a good two-way center. I really enjoyed playing with him. He was, and he was a good guy. We got along pretty good too.
Kessel there?
No.
Okay.
Where was he? He just left, but
okay.
But he Morgan Rielly, Bozak, Van Riemsdyk.
Yeah, Bozie's cool, man. He's a good dude.
Yeah. He was playing online with him. Got to appreciate his skill level, Bozie. I didn't think he was that good, but he was really, really good.
Yeah.
He was a centerman. He was sick.
Yeah.
He helped the Blues win a cup, man.
Great. Yeah, he did big time. He had a great vision, and we enjoyed playing together too. It wasn't that long, but it was fun.
So you would have just missed Berkey then, man. You missed Berkey and.
But Berkey, the GM.
Yeah.
Berkey was my GM in Anaheim, though.
Yeah.
Oh, he was in Anaheim. Okay.
Yeah, never gave me a shot.
You had everybody.
You had everybody. What the fuck?
We're writing your book for you.
Crazy.
Hey, if you wrote a book and your chapters were Babcock, Tortorella,
Lou,
Berkey, Lou,
good lord,
dude,
that's a good idea.
It's a bestseller.
Russia, I can make some banks. Russia. Well, we're not even there yet.
Well, what's up with that? Like, man, fuck. If you know, you know, and if you do your research on it and stuff like that, man, like it's fucking hardcore over there. Sometimes you gotta sit back and realize how good you have it.
Listen, I was never going in my mind. Never.
Man, dude.
And then I was waiting for an NHL deal after my year in Jersey and Nashville, and I was on my last leg. Like I knew it, do it. And I barely worked out that summer. I was so mad. I was like, I think it's over, you know? So I didn't really give in the summer. Couldn't get an NHL deal. I'm like, I'm done. And then my agent called me in Russia, offered me like a full year salary. And I only had to go at the end of November.
Okay.
So it was 3.5, 4 months. And I was like, all right, you know, maybe I'll go and I'll play in the Spengler Cup. I did. We won it. And I put in my contract, I'm going to go in the Spengler Cup if I'm going. And they were really hesitant because it's like still a 10-day to 2-week commitment to leave the team, 10 days for sure. So I went, signed there. It was a rough experience though. I went there without my family, all my kids. And I don't know. I came back a different man. You know, you enjoy what you have here.
Yeah.
You really do. That was just like the simplicity of day to day. You know, and just like people smiling.
Are they grumpy?
Just that. Oh my God, it's crazy. Like, but I would be grumpy too if I lived there. You know.
Yeah, but Canadians aren't grumpy. You know, it's cold. I know the weather's miserable, but like.
I know.
The society in itself.
How'd you get out of there? Like, what was your escape plan? You just were like, "Hey, I'm out."
There was no escape plan. We lost the first round of playoffs. I did spend 4 months there.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
You got paid,
and I had a good start. I got paid. It was good. It was just like a life-changing experience. Just like,
man.
What's the biggest thing? The travel or like dealing with everyday people?
No. I had it pretty good. I lived in a hotel. It was super Americanized. My teammates were great. I had a couple of Canadians. I didn't have it that hard. Like, trust me, that we had a new plane. It wasn't bad. It was just like, it's just the vibe. I think it just gets on you. You know, it's hard to explain. When you land there, it's like a different planet. You know, it's like no one speaks English.
No,
it's just that itself is just like.
Man. So like no one helped when you're walking the streets or something. What you
no.
No one's like helping you. Like, sir.
Hey, do you know
excuse me, where the convenience store is so I can get Pedialyte? Like,
where's Tarasenko's hometown?
I mean, what city was it?
Yekaterinburg. It was an hour. Is the second biggest city after Moscow. but
it's like a 26-hour flight from Moscow.
pretty much.
Is it? Jeez Louise.
It's between China and
long,
Moscow.
Oh, there's 9 different areas.
I know, in the country. Hey, getting back to Montreal real quick, was Marc Bergevin your general manager?
Yeah, he was.
How was he?
Yeah.
How was he? Because like people who like played with him or know him, like he was such a character as a
he was
as a player, like hilarious, light heart, the funny guy in the locker room and the life of the party and all that. Like you hear some of the stories that he would do when he was like a player. So some people have a hard time envisioning him transitioning into being like a GM. Like, was he always serious? Would he keep things light? Was it fun to be a player with him kind of running the show?
I have nothing bad to say about him. I think I've never really dealt with him that much either. But he was a really emotional GM. I remember that. Like he had, heart on his sleeves, and he talked to the team a few times when things were going bad. Never really dealt with him personally. He bought me out. Then I signed with the Leafs.
Double dip.
He called me before. He's like, listen, this is where we stand. We're going to buy you out. It was honest, and I probably deserved it anyway. So, but no, nothing bad to say about him. He was a good GM.
He bought you out.
Were you like, God, you're too jacked? Like those
I'm like,
tight.
Yeah, easy on the gym.
He's too jacked.
He's working out more than the players.
I know. I'd be like, God damn. Every time I walk in the locker room, I'm like, fuck.
Hey, so you played, so Tavares was the first overall pick, so he comes in and you're there. MacKinnon, first overall pick, he comes in when you're there. Like, was Tavares, did he catch your attention right away just as much as a guy like Nate Dogg?
Well, the thing with Tavares is I got on his line right away. So we became good friends, and we had a good chemistry. Me and him in Molson. And those 2 years, pretty much made my career. Those 2 years with those two guys. Every game, every day, we had a really good connection in Long Island. It was fun. So yeah, he did for Johnny, it was more his maturity that he had. For a guy that was 18, 19, 20 when I played with him, it was just like he was way more mature than I was, and I was 27. So it was pretty impressive, and he was kind of like keeping things together, and he had a plan, and we would follow the plan. He's that kind of guy, and I had no problem following the plan. If the plan was good. So those were probably my best 2 years of hockey in my life. My best, it made my NHL career. It was big for me, and it was, and I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed Long Island too.
So what do you mean by a plan, though? So like he's a
plan,
young, he's young, but is he coming in the locker room with older guys? Like, here's the plan, guys.
We're gonna get the puck in.
I'm gonna draw it out for you.
A plan.
Guys would be like, what the fuck is this?
Not a legit plan, but like
he knew what he wanted.
He knew what he wanted. The way it would work, the way he'd get the puck in the corner. You just follow him.
I got you.
He was a leader right away, and he was really good for me on and off the ice.
Even as a young kid, you're like learning from John Tavares as like a 19-year-old.
Jesus,
like, Johnny, I'm learning.
Johnny, what else should I do in life?
Johnny, can you do my taxes for me?
Help me. Good job.
Can you do my taxes?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Johnny, how do I?
It's the meaning of life, Johnny. Yeah. My gosh,
that's amazing.
It is.
I could see that though, because he is like, he's pretty locked in, man. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta ask you this, like. You kind of had this like reputation. Like I hear some of the announcers, like they would like accuse you of diving all the time, embellishing. Scandella got you up high one time. I know you left the game, and like the announcers like went crazy about it. Like, was that a unfair reputation? Like, walk us through some of those plays, specifically the Scandella one, man. When he got you up high, were you hurt because you had to leave the game? I didn't know if it was like a concussion spotter who made you leave or what. You were in Toronto then, if you remember the play.
I don't remember the play. I did embellish a few times, though. Yeah, obviously.
They would catch you on it. Guys do it, but they don't always get caught. You got caught.
Yeah. Well, once in a while, it's part of the game. I don't think I exaggerated that much, but it was part of the game. Trying to get a power play. That's where I made my money.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Why not?
So the refs wouldn't like give you shit.
I never got fined by the league or anything, so I couldn't be that bad.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
I get you.
So they weren't like, "Come on, PA,
He's like this.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
well, I'm just wondering if there's ever a situation where you're getting a penalty for diving and you didn't dive. You're like, I didn't dive. This guy, he fucking hooked me, or he elbowed me in the face.
I don't remember the play, but if I went in the room, something was up. I would have never left the game to sell something. Never.
Yeah.
I don't
can't
guarantee
believe you don't remember Scandella.
No,
He stepped up on you in the blue line.
Andy remembers everything. I mean,
well, no, I just saw it. I found it. I'm doing research on your PA. I saw the clip, and the clip are like, "This is ridiculous. He did not catch him up." It's like,
yeah, but they do that.
That's a pretty weak research, if you ask me.
It just popped up.
Hey, world-class research.
Tavares told me to do it, man.
Yeah.
I'm learning from him.
What's the worst injury you've had?
Couple concussions. One real bad one. Montreal was out 2 months, right in the middle of the year.
How bad was it?
Who hit you?
Fuck. The guy in Jersey.
It wasn't Sestito or something.
Yes.
Sestito.
Yes.
Sestito.
Yeah, but the smaller one.
Timmy.
Timmy.
Good dude. He's a good dude.
You got me. Yeah, you got me in the middle of the ice, fucking right before New Year's Eve too.
Oh,
fuck!
Were you spinning?
I was in a dark room for a while.
Yeah,
in my house, and I couldn't do anything. That was tough to come back from that too in Montreal.
Yeah, man.
Tough to get back to lineup. I came back too early in Ottawa. I really wanted to play. I didn't want to lose my spot with Darren and Pacioretty.
Yeah, man. Were you like when you play after a concussion like that? So everybody knows because everybody goes through them, man. Like even as a kid.
But you're so unsure. You're always questioning yourself.
Like where am I?
It's like, how do I feel? Is this going too quick?
Yeah.
But of course it's going too quick. You're fucking out of shape. So you gotta
That's true.
Find your balance. It's the worst injury to come back from.
It is. I agree with that.
Was that your first one? Was that your first one?
No, it was my third one, probably second big one.
Cam gave me a concussion in a alumni game, and I still have serious issues with it.
He's fragile. You know what I mean? Like if I would have done that to you, to be like, hey, but I did it to him, and he's like, bam! Oh God!
He calls me a diver too.
I know.
I'm not even calling you.
Hey,
that.
he tried to fight me afterwards. That's how fucked up he was.
I thought you were gonna
Jesus,
be like,
Andy.
yeah, these fucking guys are accusing me of that, but he elbowed me in the chin.
That could have been the
You don't even remember the play. I thought you'd remember it.
No. I don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning, but
I'm not accusing.
I know, man.
Hey, the refs are accusing, not me.
All good, bud.
Giving you a penalty for that. Hey, I'm confused though. Why was it? How come the Islanders? How come they were the one team to give you a chance? What happened with the Islanders that they were like, yeah, we're gonna give them a legit chance to play, and then all of a sudden, the rest took off from there. Who was it?
It was Guard Snow.
Okay.
And Jim, I gave me a chance. I think they were pretty shit back then. Let's face it.
Who's the coach? Who's the coach?
It was Scott Gordon.
Okay.
So when I got there, he didn't think I was going to be part of his team. So I was on the fourth line, out of lineup for the first month of the season. Then we went to California. We got pumped 3 times. Then we got back. He lost his job. Jack Capuano took over. Cappy was the coach in Bridgeport. I played against him for 4 years. So he's the one that gave me a chance with Johnny.
Oh yeah,
because he knew what I could do.
He's like, this guy would eat us up when I coached against him.
He owned us.
He's like, why isn't he playing? He owned us.
Shit.
Yeah.
So then did he say that to you basically?
Pretty much. Talking to timing, that was the best.
Hell yeah.
Best situation I could end up with. That guy taking over, knowing what I could do.
Yeah.
And he gave me a chance. Yeah.
Okay, so besides the play on the ice, what's the most fun you had? Even if it was for 6 weeks or whatnot, the guys on the team, the way you went out, the setup where you were, what's the best experience you had?
The most fun I had is when I played with my boy Shane O'Brien.
Ah, yeah, baby. Yeah.
That was in Cincinnati or where?
No. When I signed my big ticket in Denver,
Colorado.
He was there.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and you had the money too. Oh, Lord. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a lockout year. We only played 48 games, I think. And me and him, we had a good time in Denver. It was fun. Yeah.
But you would have scored 30 that year, man. If they had the full, you were on fire that year, weren't you?
I was on fire that year. Yeah, me and Duchesne were playing really good together. That's my best year probably hockey wise.
Really?
That lockout year. Yeah.
How was Duchesne? Cool guy.
Yeah, he's nice.
I
enjoyed playing with
him. He and O'Reilly are like,
yeah. Did they have a band?
The guitar back together.
Did they have a band
back and forth?
No, they don't.
O'Reilly was like,
cool.
Was he like staying after practice back then too, and just like working on shit?
Yeah. But what I liked about him though, he could go out and get a drink too though.
100%. Dude, he's the best. Man. That guy.
He was. I really enjoyed O'Reilly. Him and OB were pretty good friends when we were there.
So OB, why did I think you didn't play together in Cincinnati too?
Yeah, we did. No, we played together 2 years in Cincy, a year in Portland, Maine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we saw each other again in Denver, but we always kept touch.
So when you did you get traded to Denver, or you signed there? Right, you signed there.
Signed. Yeah.
Did he call you right away? Was he like recruiting you? Come on,
no,
PA.
I don't think he was recruiting me. I called him. I'm like, I'm coming, but he's like, no. Please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Yeah. Even like a town like Portland's cool though. I remember playing against you guys up there, man. Portland's all right, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Travel sucks.
You? Yeah. Portland, Maine was. Yeah. I remember. Fucking scary as fuck.
Was Gillies on that team?
Hold on, Cam was scary as.
I just got back. I just got back from alumni weekend. The Islanders had Konopka and Gillies were there.
Oh, cool! I love both those guys, man.
They're awesome. And we because I played with them for a lot. I played with Gillies in Portland and the Islanders. Same thing with Konopka, Cincy, Portland, Islanders.
Damn,
we followed each other around us three, so it was kind of nice to see them this weekend. Yeah, they're nuts. You fought Gillies a few times.
God, yeah. Oh God, scary son of a bitch. Great guy. Great guy. I know.
Yeah, the best.
That's scary though.
Konopka, wasn't he like a face-off specialist?
Yeah, but he was great. His numbers were amazing in the minors. He was a top line center in the minors.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah,
I bet.
Oh, he could play. He was my center in Portland, and he was amazing. We had this playoff run. He took us to the final, like literally,
yeah, man.
With his toughness and his. And then in Long Island, he was more of a face-off guy, fourth line guy, but he did his job pretty well. He played in the NHL for at least 5 years. If I'm not.
No,
Tampa, Islanders, maybe more.
Minnesota, maybe.
Ottawa, maybe.
Yeah. I think he had 7 years in him, maybe. So he had a pretty good career.
How old were you when you signed your big ticket? Like, were you?
I was 29.
Oh baby, god dang!
Mm-hmm.
God, what a good feeling, man.
450 games in the American League. Like that's pretty, man. Ryan O'Reilly's brother, I think he just hit
Cal.
Yeah, he just hit some milestone in the minors like a year or two ago. Like he's played a.
He probably has 1,000.
Yeah, 1,000.
Oh God, yeah.
Like
he does. He has because he got in the league almost same time as I did.
You guys,
I play with him in juniors.
Yeah, he probably has more than 1,000 game in the A. Cal O'Reilly. Unless he went to Europe and I don't know, but.
No, I think that's what it was. I remember because Ryan was here at the same time. We kind of celebrated it here, like on our television broadcast and stuff, because he was Ryan's brother and his parents were always around. Man, it was cool, man. For you guys who grind it out like that.
Fuck yeah.
But for you, man, to do it and then turn that into like a real successful NHL career, man, I give you all the credit in the world. So
thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
You deserve that.
Hey,
and I remember, I just look at you as like a really good NHL player. I didn't even know until I was doing my world-class research and all this other shit. It's like, and I'm like, damn, he played 450 games.
Fuck yeah, you grind.
American
Damn
League.
right, baby.
So, hey, whoever gave you the shot and recognized your ability, I'll give them credit too, because you deserve that,
Hey, let me ask you something, dude. So if you can get drafted right now, say you're 18 years old, like what organization would you want to be drafted by? And you're going to play there for 10 years.
Vegas.
What fucking where do you want to play? If you were the big dick, number 1 overall, Florida. Where would you want to go?
Well, that's a tough question.
Well, he wants to talk about your golf app still. So, he's transitioning.
He wants to talk about your diving.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So, what would you want? What do you think? Because I don't know if you still watch hockey that much.
I gotta go Vegas.
I know.
Over Florida.
Everybody says that.
Over Miami or Florida. Sorry.
Honestly, I'll be between Miami and Florida. You're right.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
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 Taxes to everything. You know what I mean?
Between Vegas and Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those would be my top pick. But now that I think about it a little more, I'd probably go towards Miami.
Get a house on the beach, baby. Take that fucking golf cart in. What's up?
Hey, you like Stastny back in the day when he was young?
Yeah.
Good guy.
I liked him. He's a great dude.
Hey,
Yeah, we had such a good squad in Denver back then. Like, I can't believe we didn't do better than that.
I remember, like when Shattenkirk and Chris Stewart came to St. Louis, man, they were just like, I don't know, they were kind of like, that's like the beginning of like breaking up the band, you know, and then they obviously got it back together. Hey, a random question: Cincinnati, your head coach was Brad Shaw. Did you like playing for Shawzy? Like, we've known him for a long time, man.
He was in St. Louis forever. Yeah, he was nice. He showed me the ropes. Like, I got out of the juniors and I was all offense and I had zero defense in me, right? Like zero. No idea how to play a system. Like, so he was my first real coach. You know what I mean? Like, that showed me hockey, and he's a smart man. He's a really, really smart dude. He knows his shit, and he's been in the league for a long time, and there's a reason why. And
really smart.
Yeah, really smart. And he was like that. He was like that as a player too when he played. And now I enjoy Shawzy, and every time I see him, I don't see him often, but I saw him like throughout my career, and we always say hi and chat. He's a good dude.
Cam wants to know what PA stands for because he was asking me before I said
Pierre
Alexander.
It's like
Pierre Alexander or something, right?
Yeah, you got it.
That's it, baby.
Hey,
not that hard.
Not that fucking hard.
I told him.
I said I was gonna call you fucking. I said I was gonna call him Pa.
I told him that. Hey, but you and Bouchard, are you cousins too? Because you guys tore it up in junior and the World Juniors, all that.
Yeah. No, yeah, we're second cousins. Our parents are. Yeah. So we played junior together. He made the NHL at 18 and probably was done playing at 30. Yeah. 30, 31. And I was the other way around. So we barely crossed by the NHL, which is so weird. I was like 27 to 35.
Yeah.
So
if you're gonna give any advice to young kids, not young kids, but guys that maybe are kind of
they're grinding it, man. They're losing hope.
They're losing hope. Like, fuck, they're on those goddamn bus rides, and you got to yell at the bussy to get back on the goddamn road because he's in the ditch. Guys are farting everywhere. There's salad dressing in your lane. Fuck me.
It's gross. It's a tough league to be in, but
it is.
You got to pay your dues. Some would pay them more than others. It is what it is, right? There's a good example. There's this kid, Gignac. I think he just got called up by the Habs. I think he's 26 or 27, And Marcia shows a good story, too. I think he made it a little later.
Yeah.
There's still guys, it's rare, but when you believe in yourself, you never know. And you got to stuck with the plan, and you got to persevere. That's what you got to do if you want to make the NHL. Obviously, it's not going to be ended to you. Even if you're a first round pick these days, it's not going to be handed to you. So it's a lot of work. You're playing the NHL, Cam. It's you have to be passionate. That's what I get out of it.
Damn right.
Hey, PA, I'll end you with this. Everything happens for a reason, man. You could have started in the NHL at 21, 22 and been out of the league at 24.
Yeah, dude.
And then spent the rest of your
career. You see that often too.
Spend the rest of your. So sometimes, Larry Plow once said to me a long time ago, he said, you can never spend too much time in the minors, but you can come up way too quickly. And it can and it can hurt you. You come up too quickly. Now you get typecasted that way. Oh, he can't play in the league. They almost forget. But you know what? You did your thing, man, and you stayed focused down there and you produced. You didn't. I'm sure there were times where you wanted to hang your head and just say, fuck it, but you stuck with it, man. So whatever the plan JT had for you, you followed the plan.
You did it, baby. You did it, dude. And you look good. You look young, man. You got your hair. Let me see your hair real quick. Can I see it real quick? Is it long? Oh, god damn. Look at that. Oh, look at the flow in the back, too. Son of a bitch.
Hey, promote that app. Promote that app one more time.
Promote that app?
No, the app.
The app, the golf app?
Yeah, what's it called again?
It's going to call Tea Time. We'll be launching that the week before the Masters, but I'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah, keep us posted. We'll promote.
Maybe I can do a little marketing with you guys at some point, too.
Dude, PA.
Nice. I'll pump your tires up, baby.
Let's do it,
pump
man.
That up.
Let's do it. You're the best, dude.
Hey, you're
Thank
awesome,
you,
man. Thanks a lot for coming on.
Hey, my pleasure, boys. Have fun.
All right.
See you, buddy.
See
right
you,
on.
PA. The Cam and Strick podcast is brought to you by Bellman. Behlmann. Bellman Automotive. Located where?
Troy,
Missouri. Buick GMC on one side of the street. Right on the other side, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the winter. All right, that was P.A Parenteau. He was great, dude.
Papa. He's cool as shit.
Cam's like, before the interview, he's like, what does PA stand for?
I knew.
It's like paw. I'm like, no, Cam, that's like his initials.
Yeah, no, I know. So
It's an
so
abbreviation.
this is what happens with Andy. Like I come in, I'm like, I'm gonna call him Paw. He's like, that's not his name. And then what's Andy do? Right when he comes on, he calls him Paw. He steals my
great
shit.
move.
He steals my shit.
By the way, my
dude.
football picture is still up on my Instagram story. Still plenty of time to check that out.
Charity case. You kind of do. It's all good.
I wore the
look like charity
I used to
case.
wear. I like to wear gloves when I
Hey,
was playing.
fucking- I'd be so scared.
You ever
Go
get your
against you.
finger smashed between two helmets?
Yeah,
dude?
man. Yeah, Andy. I've been through a lot. Been through a lot. Like, and he's like, no, you
Cam's
haven't.
like, you should kick that guy out of the game for that.
Talk to your people and get.
Suspend him.
Andy's got to talk to people before he gets his opinion.
Suspend.
I just look at it.
Suspend that guy for 30 games.
I don't know how to hit. I've never been in this situation.
Give Cam a
before.
rally towel.
I would have got fucking dinged for 10 games for that, man.
I love it.
Cam's a fan boy.
Hey, yoink. What'd you think
Bird
of PA?
watching.
PA was cool as shit, though.
Yeah, he's cool. Totally cool cat. He's got a good setup up
good
there.
hair.
Damn, yeah, handsome dude.
Hangs out down in Florida.
Florida. Like, you got any boats? No? I'm like, okay. He's a golfer.
He's a golfer, man.
He's a 5 handicap.
Natural athlete.
Pretty damn good. So when you're a 5'6" handicap,
What do you think of that?
It's pretty damn good.
What am I?
Oh fuck you!
How do you determine it?
You're a fucking joke. It's not you came in like
That is so
we're
disrespectful.
both no,
to
but we're
say.
both that way. I'm that way too, so I'm not chirping too much. But like me and you are a fucking joke.
Are we gonna golf?
The difference between
this
Andy
spring
and the
summer?
difference between Andy and I is people want to still golf with me because I can entertain them and whatnot. You're an ex-player and whatnot, but Andy's just sucks. And so when you suck and you're kind of annoying on the course, no one wants to golf with you. At least I know, like, to keep the pace up and stuff like that. If I miss my ball, I'm like, all right, let's go.
Cam, you've golfed with me, and I'm fun to golf with. I'm chill on the golf course. You know that.
No, you kind of.
I can't
You
find
kind of
my
were
ball and
annoying,
stuff
yeah,
like that.
because like you needed clubs and you left your club there, and then you didn't. No, you like it's funny because we're filming it and people chirped you, but like you'll hit 5 times in a row and be like, I'm still up. I got things.
We
going.
smoke cigars.
You
and,
know. But like if you,
I'm on Cam's tab the whole time, which is
Yeah.
fantastic.
yeah,
I'm not ordering Bloody Marys left and right.
that's fine. I always
Let's
take
get
care
another
of you.
one.
I always take care of people. You know what I mean? Like if you
Yeah.
come over, I'm taking care of you.
Yeah.
And you showed up late as shit, which is just fucking rude.
I
as
did not.
God. If you have, you're a member of a country club
I was 15 minutes early.
and you have people show up late, like it's just fucking rude.
I had to do an interview with NHL Network, and I actually gave
another
you a
rude.
shout out.
I
on
don't
there,
care.
too.
It was just rude. I really just be ready to go. You're not supposed to be on your phone around people. It's just you were kind of annoying, but it's all good.
I'm looking forward to this spring when we get to golf together again.
I'll have you back out. Just don't be late, man. That's all I ask.
I'm not late.
Just don't be late, because that's just like I got.
Who
everything
wants to
set
golf
up.
with us? Although we got to take out a few other people who paid to golf with us for a charity, and Cam has
Well, when we explain
not
why,
reciprocated yet.
because you keep bringing that up, but
Yeah.
when we explain why, we had to take a year off of the country club because my mom died, and she was going through all that shit, and we had to take our savings account to put her in a goddamn nursing home, and so I was worried about not having enough money saved up for my mom who was dying, and so I had to take a year off. So Andy keeps bringing that up, but that's the real truth. So I'll be back as a member
June or
in June.
July?
So,
June.
but
Yeah, we look
shit
forward to that.
happens, man, and I had to do it. But they're so cool out there that we're like, Cam, we want you back. So,
Yeah.
but it was draining our fucking bank account.
Did she go into a nursing home?
Yeah.
Did she?
Yeah, and it could have been like way longer than that, but we were nervous about. Dude, because
No,
if you
you-
take your, all you guys are gonna go through this, man. Like when your parents get old, like, and they're in a nursing home, like they fucking look at your bank account, like we're gonna need that. If she's in there for a long time, like they're
You
gonna
have to
drain
guarantee
you.
the money.
They're gonna drain you $6-7 grand a month. Like
Dude,
that's a lot of
it
money.
Sucks, dude.
So that's why
I know other people who have been through that stuff too, Cam.
You know.
Like it's
fucking brutal. But we all go through it.
How do
Don't feel
we-
sorry for me.
How do
we all
we
go through it.
make nursing homes more
I don't know.
affordable, dude?
I don't know, Andy. I don't know. It's hardcore. A lot of people get drained because of that.
Were the nurses nice and stuff?
Yeah, they're fine.
You don't know what's going on behind the scenes sometimes.
I walked in there one time, and my mom, like, she was like fucking bent over like this, like she couldn't even like hold her neck up. And I'm like, fuck! I walk in there, and I gotta put her.
Oh, dude, don't get emotional.
It's fucking brutal.
I got you.
So that's, that it was just a tough time. It's all good. Don't ever feel sorry for me, man. Kate and I are fucking doing great. My dad's healthy as shit. He went to a party for Super Bowl the other day with all his buddies, hanging out, doing his thing. It's all good.
Is he still creeping around the park? And
No,
stuff?
he's not creeping.
Okay,
They're creeping on him.
Well, are they still creeping on him?
Yeah, he's a social guy. He looks good for his age. He's a Jansen.
That one lady. One lady.
They're on him.
Remember that one lady?
And they all want him to go places.
Remember that one lady? You knew her daughter.
Oh God. No, I know. He's like, please don't talk about that. But just don't take advantage of my dad. That's all. Don't do it.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm protective as a motherfucker. Imagine I had kids. I think I would be more.
Who are you protective of in life?
My wife. No one does anything to her. Like if nobody, I mean you.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
I protect you more than you think.
Yeah,
dude,
no, you
just
do.
so you know.
Yeah.
I chirp you on here a lot. That's all good because we were friends and we're business partners. But I protect you a lot. I do. 100%.
Yeah.
So you know.
Because you work for me.
I don't know if Andy does with me. I don't know.
Oh,
It's
I'm
all
very
good.
protective of you.
It's all good. I can protect myself. But if things would happen,
no, like when you're like,
no one's coming to my house, man. Like no one's taking advantage of Kate. Not to mention Kate. I got people around that will, so I don't have to do it. They'll do it, kind of thing. So if somebody's doing something, like my wife's mother will fucking call anybody and be like, "No, this is not right. This is this." Oh,
good.
God,
I like that about her.
Just like, oh, she's a shit kicker, dude.
Is she?
Fuck yeah, big time.
Nancy.
Well, Nancy. I gotta stay away from some stuff, but like I'll get them.
I like that. I like
and if
that.
anything goes down with it, like we'll always take care of them, but they're awesome.
Hey, give our boys a shout out. Who's at the Pee Wee Quebec tournament right now? I know it's kind of a soft spot for you.
I know the one team I didn't make. It's really the only team I didn't make in hockey.
And it still haunts Cam to this day
really.
because I try to get him to come.
I would have
to
been
the, come to the
skating
dinner
5 minutes.
sometimes.
I would have been a Morgan Rielly. I would have hit somebody weird, Zadorov style. I would have been psycho on there. It would have been bad. So I shouldn't have made that
Back
team.
then, you would have been.
Yeah, I would have been a walking 2-minute minor.
Well, that's what Blay should have gotten. Maybe a double minor.
Hit him from behind.
Kick him out of the game. Cam says.
It just didn't bother me. Like if you kick him out of the game.
Cam's like, suspend him.
Just wait till Ty gets rocked from behind, and you're gonna
God.
be like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, you are, dude.
Damn.
He was looking towards the boards, man. You can't have that.
Okay.
And then Ty gets cross-checked after something.
feel bad for that
imagine
guy that
Ty
he was
does a
hurt.
fucking Michigan. Imagine he does a Michigan. Some kid comes over and fucking cross. They're up by 5, and Ty does the Michigan and scores a goal. It's probably gonna happen because he's dominating. And all of a sudden, some kid goes and cross. That's the code. That's what we do. You'd be like, "Fuck you." But now you're a tough guy.
All right,
now
well,
you're a tough guy.
we'll see.
Now you're a tough guy because he hangs
We'll
out. Everybody on Twitter's like, no. You would lose your mind.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
I'm being realistic.
I got
dude.
you.
And I did crazy shit.
I got you.
I actually did crazy shit. And I look back on it like, no, that's not good.
I got you.
So
You look good.
Figure it out.
You look good in that hoodie and
ain't
that
bad.
hat.
Do I look all right?
Hat launch.
My face is bloated. Oh God. Oh God, I'm hideous. Oh Jesus fucking Christ. I'm hideous looking.
What'd you eat yesterday?
I ate like shit.
At Super Bowl.
I ate McDonald's 2 days in a row.
Oh God.
We're at Mardi Gras, and I'm
Why
like,
are you doing all that?
like crushing booze, like hey, taking pictures, touchy that. I'm like, Keaton. So we're on our way home. Like, stop by McDonald's. I gotta eat because I don't like eating in front of people. When your people are coming up to you, touching you, I'm like, I can't eat.
Was anybody asking you to like autograph their?
Yeah.
In front of Kate.
Yeah. She didn't care.
Really?
No.
She did last year.
You gotta entertain the people, dude. You entertain the fucking people. They get weirdo stuff in front of you. You can back away from it, but They're flirty women everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They're touchy. Kate's right there. No,
Touchy-feely.
Touchy-feely. Ooh. Don't get me wrong. I like it.
Yeah.
But, like, Kate's right there.
They all would have loved a shirt, dude.
Fuck.
They all would have loved a shirt.
They would have taken underwear. They would have taken anything. But it's a good feeling. It means they like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is that what it means?
Yeah, I mean, it does.
Yeah.
Kind of.
No, it does. Actually.
But they get a little touchy-feely, but it's a good feeling.
Mm-hmm.
God. They bend over in front of you.
Oh, my God.
And they want you to sign.
I know. That happened last year. The lower back.
They literally, like, if they bend up, can you sign this? I'm like,
what do you think of the...
And they bend over like this. They put the jersey on their back. And I'm like...
Oh, the jersey's on the back.
Yeah, but, like, you're like, I can't...
Well, they need something flat to write on.
So the woman bends over in front of you.
That happened last year, though.
It happens every year.
Does it?
Every year.
It happened this
so
year,
there's
too.
a table right there. I could take this and go on a table and do it. But you're bent over, and then everybody's taking a picture of me behind this woman.
Understand. So
happens to you probably a lot.
You got a lot of shirts and hoodies, so we got to figure out how to.
All right, well, hand them out. Like, this is pretty cool, baby. What's up? Like, what's up, baby? Yeah, yoink, 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 yoink.
Look at that.
Yoink. We just don't want to. We're going to do a little compilation of the yoinks, and we'll just put it out there, man.
Hey, check out our YouTube shorts, too.
Check out YouTube.
YouTube,
and subscribe
to us.
And message us. I'll get back to you on there, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cam responds.
Yeah,
I'm not signed in on there, but I will.
Sign in on it.
I will.
But go to YouTube, dude. That's what we're pushing all this towards YouTube.
Instagram, Twitter. You can follow us, Facebook, everywhere else, TikTok, all that stuff,
all that stuff, baby. We love all you guys, man.
We love all y'all.
All y'all.
All y'all. Firstform.com/Cam and Strick.
I'm starving
Again, message the Cam and Strick account if you want to know Stricky's favorites. We can tell you. Of course, those fruits, the level
collagen.
1, the Formula 1, the collagen, the multi-factor vitamins, dude. Got to take those vitamins. Cam's like, I just like to add like a chocolate syrup and caramel syrup to my shakes and fruits and candy. I put some Reese's Pieces in. No, don't do that.
I don't do that.
Don't do what Cam
does. I put
does.
frozen fruit in there.
Okay, don't do what Cam does.
Okay, I put frozen fruit in my smoothie. Like that's
Firstform.com/Cam and Strick.
Yeah, easy. Check that out.
Illinois Recovery Center, 800-743-0971. Love the fact that Cam went down there and spoke.
Always
hung out with Eric and Chrissy and the whole gang down there, man. I thought that was great.
I'm probably going to do that more often, and I think I could probably do this even more often with different stuff. So I'm pretty good at it.
Good.
So
I do some public speaking and stuff like that. Yeah, I think you can.
Even like, I don't even want to be formal. Just I'd rather just go to a facility and sit around and talk to them that way. Not
Nothing
like,
wrong, dude.
Hello, everybody. I'm doing good
Hi,
now.
guys. Thanks for being here.
Fuck that. No, I fucking was constipated for 5 fucking days. Yeah, I know. I know exactly what you went through. Goddamn right. Pissing out of my ass, doing this, doing that. No, I get it. That's what I do.
I don't want you going in the bathroom after we're done with this today. After that guy.
I went in there. Did you hear that guy?
That guy throwing up in there and stuff.
Maddie, what the fuck was that? Who was that? And by the way, every time I go into the bathroom and take a piss, there's always somebody taking a dump in there. It's like clockwork. It's really weird. And I feel awkward.
Oh,
so I want to get the
Who's
fuck
more
out.
Awkward, you or that guy that's in there?
Probably the dude that's in. Yeah. If I'm taking a dump in front of people, like I hate it.
Illinois Recovery Center, 800-743-0971. Of course, Sparks Skate Sharpener, man. SparksHockey.com. Use our promo code Cam and Strick. And don't let Seth ruin your weekend. I've seen it several times.
I didn't know he was a bad kid. No, he's killing cats. You have cat bones.
And then he works where?
He works at a fucking
hockey shop.
He works at a hockey shop. He's killing animals in the neighborhood.
And then sharpening your skates.
And he's a peeping Tom.
Get a Sparks. Do it yourself. Take your hockey life into your own hands. Some other great companies out there, man. We hope to bring you some different ones here coming up soon.
Yeah, we got some things coming up. Unless I fuck this one over.
Yeah. Well, don't do that.
I fucked up. Doesn't happen that often.
Where's your business acumen?
Well, you could have jumped into the mix
Well,
too.
no, because I had plans. I had stuff going on that day.
Not me. Of course not. Well, whatever. They did drop off at your house.
SparksHockey.com. Drop it off at Andy's house, Cam says.
Oh, you asked for that.
I said don't have it dropped off at the station.
So go
no one's
house.
there.
Exactly.
So I said,
I'm
home right now.
So much. It's
but no, and then I said,
I think you don't realize
you
you're
said
doing
leave it
that.
on your porch.
You don't even realize you're doing
You said leave it on your porch,
dude.
Which
this
is
is
what
acumen. But yet Andy couldn't do it though.
Left it on my porch for Cam.
Yeah, fuck, he's going to tell me about it, but...
Bellman and Bellman.com. At Bellman, you get no what?
Swinging dicks. You know.
Located where?
Chari.
Say out of Danny, boy.
Danny, what's up?
Dale.
Kenny. Goddamn, boy. Kenny.
Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. If you're buying a car anywhere else, you're doing yourself a disservice. Go to Bellman.com.
Hell yeah.
Bellman Automotive, man. Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. They've got something for everybody.
I do.
Everybody qualifies.
I do, because I got that Jeep. I do want it to snow really hardcore
just to drive through
on a Friday where we have nothing to do on the weekend.
Like a Friday afternoon.
Yes, where I'm gonna get home from radio or we get done with the podcast, and we go home. I load up at the gas station. You know it's coming.
Yeah.
And then we just like tidy up the house, make it all nice. Yeah. We have all the food there. We make food. Put the fire on, and it starts dumping snow, and you know you got nothing to do all weekend. That's what I want, a couple more of those. And then I want springtime to happen and go golf and stuff like that. So, but I'll get back to my membership. Andy chirps me about it, but there was a big reason why.
Instagram, YouTube, check out all the YouTube shorts.
Yeah. YouTube, man.
If
check
we
our
talk,
shit out.
If we put a non-hockey topic
That's
on
what works.
a YouTube short, it blows up. If it's hockey, it doesn't do as well.
I don't give a fuck. I'll fucking put it. So I get worried about putting shit on or Twitter, just so you guys know. Like a lot of shit
Twitter,
I say.
dude,
scares
no
the
way.
fuck. These fucking psychos scares me. But on YouTube, I don't give a fuck. They could clip me off saying anything and I put it on YouTube. I don't give a shit. But Twitter, I'm like, that's how you get canceled. Fucking Twitter. YouTube, I don't give a shit. Let's go. You know. But
I got you.
Love all you guys, by the way.
Andy,
you good?
I gotta
somebody
go,
texting you?
I gotta go.
What are we doing?
Well,
Let's go.
I gotta talk to some Hall of Famers.
You get an opinion.
And
he's got to talk to people to get an opinion.
Let me get some opinions.
He's got to get an opinion.
Let me get some opinions from some Hall
Go
of
to
Famers.
Creve Coeur Racket Club.
Thanks to Half Coast Studios, man. Everybody, Brody, Amos, Steven, Alex, Maddie, everybody on the team, man. Bringing you the Chemistry podcast each and every week.
Love all y'all.
Adios. Thanks, PA, too.
PA. Pa.